Hey everyone, I'm Tassenix, and welcome to Conquest, TB, and Chill. It is the Grand Arena off week. There's not a lot going on. Whole bunch to do, though, not Grand Arena-wise. And so I'm here to knock this stuff out. Should take me a good while to do. Here to take all of your questions. You guys really enjoy these streams during the off-season. I like doing the Q&A. It's fun. But pleasure to be here with everybody. How y'all doing? I see Depressed Wampa already redeemed Kitty for 10,000 channel points. I will fish up one of the cats here in a couple minutes. Calidus, good to see you in the chat. Vin Altabi, good evening, sir. Greetings from Germany. How's it going, Vin? Good to see you. You still tuning in, but you retired, right? You didn't end up picking up another account or anything? You're just gone? Appreciate you tuning in, though. Solvag, hey, what's going on, man? Finally able to catch a stream for the first time in a while. Appreciate you tuning in. Glad to have you. So, right here in the chat with me, in the stream chat, I got a couple of my patrons who were just, hanging around. So I said they're welcome to join me. I got Calidus Invictus and Shake here with me. Gentlemen, how you guys doing?
Hello.
I was good until I saw your head.
Yeah, you don't like the fez? Do you think it's like cultural appropriation, or do you just find it poorly executed?
No, I think your head is.
I think my head's too big for it, huh? I did order the largest size. I did order the largest size.
Yeah. Also, I think it's not fully filling in the frame. It's a bit out as well. Like the top of it is.
It looks like it's completely inside the frame from my point of view, so I'm thinking it should be okay.
Yeah, maybe I just don't know what the fuck they look like. All right, yeah, possible.
I mean, maybe you're looking for the tassel, which is black, which hangs off to the side, so you may not see it so well. Is that what you're looking for?
Ah.
There it is. It's obfuscated. All right, hey, Vin, so you decided you couldn't retire.
Yes.
You had to stick around.
Thank you.
Good to have you in the game still, man. Depressed Wampa says, hearing you spit knowledge while I cook dinner is always a good time. Well, let's make with the spitting knowledge. What are your questions, guys? What's on your mind? We got a season of 5 vs 5 coming up soon. You have the last hurrah of set 22, the final ride of the Dark Raycron. What's on your minds? While we do that, I'm going to get the music rolling, hopefully. And start getting into some Conquest, or some TB, rather. And, Calidus, Shake, you guys ask anything you want here in voice.
Of course.
Music is rolling. A bit loud, isn't it? Something like that. All right. Zaldag says, no questions, but I want to thank you for putting Danos on my radar. My account was desperately in need of a remod, and he's doing great work with it. Glad to hear it, guys. He's a stand-up dude. His pricing, I think, is probably can't be beat just as a standard market rate, but anybody who drops my name gets a one-time 25% discount. And anybody who's a patron of mine gets a 50% discount on his services in perpetuity. And I'm happy to put him on because he's a good dude. He does good work, and he supports it well for his customers. So happy to put him on. You don't hear the music. Oh, good. Thanks for letting me know, Shake. Thanks for letting me know early. Up. Music audio wasn't on. Ooh, boy. So that means during all the intro, nobody heard any music. Oh, that's disappointing.
Professional streamer here, by the way.
Yes, something like that. Music audio. Why are you not playing? Okay, I think I know why. I hate you so much. It's not enough that you choose the correct source from last stream. You have to open up that source, choose the wrong input, then open it again and choose the correct input. That's the situation. Yeah. Just a sec.
OBS caching issues, I guess.
Nah, Mrs. T just got home. Yeah, she's home early from work because they lost power, so unexpected. Yeah, okay, so the music should be back on. Oh, Michael Baum says, I'm 0-2 versus Sonjita and 0-1 versus Vex. Bad record versus streamers. Good opportunities to learn, though. Good opportunities. I think that the harder you... Well, I guess it depends on the situation. I was about to say that the harder you lose, I feel like there is that much more to learn, but it depends. In 3 versus 3... maybe more than 2 drops can cause a cascade where I don't know if you're really learning from the loss itself. You might learn from the weird counters you might have to try. But yeah. Better luck next time, though. It's good that you're in the range that you're fighting these guys. These are good players. These are really good players. Let me follow up. Let's see, I missed a couple chats. Michael Baum says, I'm Cube Defense. I went 12-0 in the second season of Kyber 1 a long time ago. Nasty work, man. Probably only one in the world to do that. I can't say that's certain. That doesn't sound correct to me. But you would be one of a very select few. I haven't done that, so fair enough. I went 3-9 or 4-8 in the first season, though, which tanked my rating. I mean, you know, there's only the work, my man. You're already doing it. Keep on it. You'll be fine. Let's see. Ben Altabi asks, if you had to bet on it, what would you say will come after the whole pirate shenanigans? This is kind of a semi-frequently asked question. I've been getting this a lot lately. I've heard a couple likely ideas. Like somebody said the other day that we're coming up on the 10-year anniversary of The Force Awakens. Odds are, if there's more content to be released there, they can, you know? Or from the Resistance era movies. No real idea, but yeah. Alright, Shake. You redeemed the character flex.
Please read the associated message.
Just to waste time because I don't want TB. You don't want to see me doing TB like a boss. Well, I respect that. Alright, let's go here. Okay. Which character? By the way. Guilty, hit me with the hydrate.
Your own choice.
I've got coffee here. It's what
whatever
fuels
will
me.
take, yoga from not.
Sorry? Do you want to show off?
Whatever means. Whatever you feel like what,
Oh, no, you
as
don't.
long as it's
Oh,
not
no, you
TP.
don't. You did the redemption. You tell me. Who do you want me to review? You want constructive criticism on somebody, or you just want to stunt?
That's true. I guess criticism on fucking... These are TW ones, pretty sure, so fucking not worth it. Just look up something.
Excuse grade modding, I see. Okay.
Yeah, there's some backing out.
I'm still breaking up, you're saying?
Alright, so let's look at... No.
No.
fucking
I
why-
mentioned him backing
Backing
out.
out.
Oh, I see. Yeah, don't be a punk.
Let's get it.
Alright, yeah, I guess just pick a GL of your choice, and, you can...
Yeah, I
Trash them.
understand that you keep trying to pass me the ball back, but it's your redemption. You picked the character. I could not have been more clear. Let's see. Michael says, I went 94-2 in the final AGACs before the Kyber system was created. Oh, yeah. So that's a long, long time ago. Yeah. By top 80 GP only. Yeah. That's so distantly long ago that it doesn't matter. But I'm glad that you're still climbing among good people. So good on you. Yes, it is a Stormtrooper defense, Frank. That was the channel voted for that. That was some time ago. We had that poll on Discord a long time ago, and the hat finally got made. The vendor threw in a few extra cool pins. I'll show you guys real quick. There's this like witch's hat, I guess. See if I can get that reflecting correctly for you. You can kind of see what I'm doing here. And then the other one is actually a Boba Fett fez, which they in fact do sell. So maybe if you like that one better. Personally, I think green looks bad on me, and it is that kind of camo green. But this vendor, Google Blonde Swan Etsy, and you'll see that they actually do make this Boba Fett fez. But I thought this was the doper of the choices. Oh, you faced Tom Ford and Captain? Okay, I'm not sure I remember Captain, but Tom Ford's tough opponent for sure. All right, Shake, I've stalled for you. Let's have it. Be a man, Hulk.
Yeah, this is the Ray. Then
Ray?
Why the fuck not?
All right. So I'm assuming this is just to show off then. Or do you have some question about your Ray?
No, it's whatever my automation. Yeah, probably improvements.
This is a nah.
It's pretty solid.
I was about to say this is pretty solid. Shake.
Yeah, just needs more offense, and I guess switch this to a health primary when you can. I'm guessing that your spec requires at least 12k offense, and you weren't gonna do it this way without it having at least one offense primary. So that's my guess, but if you that being said though, you've got some pretty banging health secondaries, because to be honest, with all health primaries, you're still only going to be about 240,000, something like that. Maybe higher. I mean, with secondaries like this involved, but with decent health secondaries, still only about 240. So nice. And then I'm sure you're already considering long-term slicing. See. Well, you can't really improve this one for offense. This one, I guess you can try and slice away flats here and then level this one up. This one feels kind of irreplaceable though, so maybe rolling away the tenacity for speed, but you've probably calibrated these a bunch, yeah?
More than this should be is the answer. Yes.
Good.
It's in the hundreds for most of them, yeah.
All right. Well, anything else you wanted to ask or show about this character?
No, it was just meant to not have to watch TV. Anything.
Hey, if you wanted to stall and not see TV, I think you were successful. What'd you buy yourself? About 10 minutes there? Yeah. Hey, Darth Salea, what's going on?
I'm very content.
Well done.
No, I just beat the stream. Pretend this is not real. Ugh. Hello.
Let's see. Did I miss any questions here in the chat? Oh, it's pretty light. Pretty light, guys. What's on your minds, or what do you want to talk about? Doesn't have to only be questions. This is the show for you, the fans.
With someone asking about Ray and Ben losing versus a solo JMK.
Ah? Who asked that? I don't see that.
Beef Hot Pockets. In his subscription share message, I think.
Oh. You subscribe. I don't see. Why don't I see a message that in the subscription? Hide events, subscription message. Why did it hide it? What? What? Okay. So what did the message say?
Any ideas how Ray and Ben can lose versus a solo JMK? Surely Ben comes back every time JMK takes a turn. Wasn't really paying attention, but suddenly Ben didn't respawn and JMK killed Ray.
Yeah, that sounds horrible. I feel for you. There are some definite RNG. There's not a lot you can do about them. Things right now. If you saw me last episode and at least one other time last season, I got completely steamed doing JMK versus Dre, Flapper Dre, in a way that there's really no counterplay to. So, if you told me that it could happen with other fights, I would believe you. Quig in voice? Oh, yeah? Hey. Where is he?
We have Quig here, yeah.
Oh, Quig jumped in with us.
Isn't this voice
I thought
channel?
he needed to be moved in. What's going on, Quig? Haven't talked to you in a while. Got another patron in voice with us. What's up?
How's it going?
It is going, man. By the way, any other patrons in the chat that want to join, just jump in at Task House and I'll move you in. I have to give you the stream roll, but I'll do it on a case by case basis as you wanna jump in. But yeah, what's good, man?
Oh, just hanging out. You know,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, getting caught up on things. I took a break from threes. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know how to play the game anymore.
Yeah. Now, if you guys don't know, QuigBot is a tool developed by Quig right here in the chat, and it's a pretty neat little Swugga tool. You know, it has a slightly different functionality and nuance to it than other tools that are like it, but it's rare that we actually have the man himself around. What do you got to say about the latest and greatest with QuigBot?
Yeah. If you've ever wanted a tool that you can use to load your GAC board and your opponents in one button click, look at your preload information, plan out your attacks, you know, that's the one for you.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, what else we got in the chat? Which R9 do I regret the most and why, says Wolfman. Drop link. If you're in the chat, Quig, drop the link.
Yeah, I'm there.
QuigBot.
Sure.
Oh man. Yeah, I know Saldag's a fan. I knew a couple of the other patrons actually really like using your tool. Why did I have to say it like that? Deliberately tried to not say it in a way, and I said it that way.
It's
No saving me. All right.
You also like TB, so you know you're already dead.
Yeah. I mean, on the longer days, like phase 5 and 6, it's nice to be doing something like this. I'll tell you that. I don't want to.
That's looking voice chat. That's us.
Oh, Saldag. All right, dig it. Rolls. Dream guest.
Actually, Tess, I'm curious. How are you finding the TB experience, or just generic guild experience between your old and new guild?
Sure. Well, first, let's see. I think I've moved in Saldag just now. You've got the stream guest role. You should be able to talk to us. How you doing, Saldag?
I hear you. Doing pretty good.
Yeah, welcome. So yeah, Quig was just asking me how I'm liking my new guild and what the differences are, and I'd say they are very high achieving in TB and fairly rigorous about mod compliance. Some of the top guilds are, I don't want to say lax, but I don't want to say rigorous, if you know what I mean.
I got shit.
And
yeah.
CU is rigorous.
Yeah, I'm a former CU myself. You know, Chromium's the only like big guild, I guess, or I guess Ma as a whole, that I haven't jumped into before. So I'm always curious to hear. You know, that one's just I can't go back to like lived experience on how they roll. So always curious to see how different guilds do things.
Completely fair. This fight goes by so quickly. I don't really think I want to bring Hondo, but Hondo's deep. I'm gonna do that. Drop down.
You should consider moving to more, Rick, just for the experience.
Just for the experience, yeah, I'm sure.
Just to
I'm
be
sure-
well-rounded for your resume.
Exactly.
Yeah. You know, you've been in GAR. I know you're currently in GAR, by the way.
Yeah,
And you've already obviously said you're in CU, so you know, a Rodeo, very nice guild, you know.
yeah. I'll just quickly tell my officer corps, yeah, guys, I just want to, round out my experience here.
Good. It's for,
Flesh out
it's
the
for
CV
summer
bit.
abroad.
Yeah.
Like for
Yeah.
summer abroad. Yeah.
Exactly.
Let's go ahead and do this. Up. Okay. Okay. All right. Depressed Wampa asks, question. I'm finishing up my Jedi Vanguard to relegate. As a player still building teams, would you say the 4 Omicron cost in Grand Arena is worth it performance-wise? No. I mean, my gut instinct is to say no, because I could definitely name any number of higher priority Omicrons in terms of Grand Arena impact. The team's good. Like, you've seen it's gotten middling performance. Like, if you've drawn out an opponent's primary counters to stuff, maybe even gotten a hold or two, and they've had to use a backup team, it can be great. It can be great. Ooh, I don't want that again. I want to lose you. Believe in you. Oh, that didn't call an assist. I'm not a huge fan. Okay. Be an attack. Alright, well, you should be okay now. Keep calling Marok in. The rest takes care of itself. No regrets. So, most of these questions, though. Sorry, his question was the
Was
4
this
Omicron
mission-
cost of the Jedi Vanguard team for Grand Arena, is it worth it? And I would say my gut instinct is to say no, just knowing nothing else. But it really depends on where you are with the question. The answer for questions like this is, oh, Tass, is this thing good? The answer is compared to what? Like, what else are you close to? What's your competing priority? Because there is, kind of an on-paper answer, free of anything else. But in real life, you've got a couple projects you're probably working on. So it would depend on who you're thinking it is. But yeah, I've gotten some holds. Like when your opponent's kind of already used what they were planning to use elsewhere, that's when those teams can kind of hurt. The Jedi Vanguard, I'm thinking about your 2 teams in 3 versus 3, obviously just the 1 and 5s. Yeah, Fabi, good point there from Fabi. You also don't have to do all 4. 2 are excellent. That's fair. Yeah, Cosley, high task. Good to see you, man. I've been drowned. Hello, everyone. Happy Friday. Good to have you. Welcome. Yeah, happy Friday to everybody.
Yeah, I'll personally say that I'm a lower GP player punching up, and I've never seen a Jedi Master Mace and gone, shit, what am I going to do about this? I generally have a response to it.
Any Sith thing works.
The what thing works?
Any Sith team usually works.
Yep.
Yeah. It's...
Or like Inquisitors,
Yeah. Interdependent of any Omis. If they're there or if they're not, so yeah. Unless you really have a defense that burns through the Sith teams, Inquisitors,
Yeah.
and then have it in the back or something, but yeah. That's about it.
Yeah, Bobby. The back in 3s is mildly annoying. Yeah, let me put the chat on for you guys. There we go. Hear this. Back to work. Yeah, it's decent, but not great. Hopefully that covers you. Press Wampa.
Also, you stopped midway through answering the quick question about how's life in CU. more.
I thought I did answer it. Did you feel I didn't cover something about your question? Did I miss something?
No, I just simply wasn't listening.
Oh, see, you're just a bum
Sorry.
then.
Yes.
Really a meme.
What's new, brother?
It's not a new concept at all.
Not really.
Yeah.
Problem.
What's new?
It's a thing, but it's kind of a you thing. All right. I'm pretty sure it has some more potential on offense that hasn't been fully explored, says Fabi. That may well be. I mean, I could be easily convinced that that's the case.
It could also be that, the team that it will best counter isn't yet released. We've had moments like that.
Yeah.
Fair.
Depressed Wampa says, thanks, Tess. I'll hold them for Starkiller and Malicos then. They're my next project. Ooh, man, those are like way better, dude.
Yeah.
Way better.
So much better.
And if you haven't seen it yet, pull up my YouTube. Here, I'll see if I can't fish you up the link right now. But I have a GAC Omicron tier list video, and the Jedi Vanguard ones are ranked in there. So, copy link. Come back over. There you go. That's the link to the video. If you haven't seen it yet, definitely would recommend. It's I just made it back here in the middle of July, so it's not old. Yeah, enjoy, Wampa. All right, Aussie Mike says, how are you personally using JMM? I mean, for the life of the Datacron, while the team is fresh, new, and it's got that new Datacron smell, it's gonna just be on defense, I think, for the most part. The thing to remember about it on offense that I needed to be reminded of multiple times is it is a perma kill team. So you don't have to be a dodo like me. If you decide to save JMM to use against the new pirate team, for example, not here to say that's a adequate kill, it's probably overkill, you be the judge. The point is that there is revive on that team, and I would spend my time going after kicks when, if you're dealing with a team that has permakill, that's literally the worst thing to do, is go after the reviver. You're wasting your time. So don't be like me, know what the kit does, and you can definitely, now that I just said that it's a perma-killing team, you can think of a host of teams that's good against, right? Especially in threes, which I know we're just coming out of, but my brain's still locked into it. 1-star TB missions is pathetic. Jeez, did I do that?
No.
No, someone else did? Well, that's not my business. I just work here. Oh, you mean, going from this round. Hey, man, I just work here. You know what, though? No, Dagger, I don't have to take that from you. This skill ends up with, 48 stars. I think you're, what, a puny 47? Ha!
It's 41. Again, video, not growing.
Oh, 41? You disgust me. Also, thank you for the resub for 34 months, Dagger. Aha! 41.
What's the current number one star count? 49?
I think Chromium is capable of 49, but I don't know that they've done that yet, or am I wrong? Am I mistaken?
They've done it 4 times, is what I'm looking
really?
at.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
kudos to them.
Yeah, they recently moved to it, pretty sure.
Very nice, very nice.
They're getting close to the 54, but, close relatively. It'll be a while still.
Close as in in a few years, surely.
Yep.
Just an extra billion
Close
GP.
in star count, but not
Yeah, the
necessarily
GP
close
is
in
crazy.
amount of time. Yeah.
Yeah, by that logic, we're also pretty close. We're only at 47.
My thought process is that it's not going to get maxed until another couple of bonus planets are introduced.
Probably
I
fair.
think they would allow you to max anything.
A new fleet. Yeah.
Yeah, I know that's the most
that's
frequently desired thing now is some type of adjustment or something to change up fleet.
All right, here's a question.
Hey, that's
If-
the next era, obviously.
If a fleet was released that allowed GOTB to be maxed, would you want to go do GOTB for the achievement, or do you not give a shit?
I mean, I would rather have the rewards. If you told me that I'd have the option to go do that for shits and giggles and have the same rewards as, Rise of the Empire, neat. Sure. I wouldn't forsake the better rewards for it, though. Aussie Mike here says, my 8-year-old daughter just walked in and said, what the hell is on that guy's head, and just walked out. Yeah,
I don't blame her. It does look like a proper,
Yeah, I mean, I say.
test and this deep not complete.
I don't know what I'm going to do here, 2 out of 2. I have to think about that. I'll have to come back. Maybe that's a great Mungus thing. Think about it.
It's
Which planet?
The Dark Side planet, the leftmost mission.
Oh, LV full
Oh,
clone.
it's usually
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I should have done.
Yeah. It's LV full. I mean, or like
Yeah,
what is it?
That's what I should
There's
have
a mall. Yeah, there's a mall lead Gar ISC that can kind of do a 1 out of 2 sometimes, maybe 2 out of 2.
I might
No,
try to
it's a
figure
good
something
one.
else out. We'll see how
Yeah,
it looks
but
later. They say
otherwise,
that they only want
best-
2 out of 2 on it. I mean, we'll see. We'll see. I don't think they're gonna be mad at me though for trying.
No.
I'm usually number 1 GP since I got here.
Oh,
By
yes,
virtue
the
of
back
my
is having
size,
a
more.
fucking
By virtue of my
17
size.
GP account.
Yeah, exactly. Not by virtue of my size more than anything else.
No.
All right.
No.
Wolfman asks, who is your favorite GAC opponent to face off against that is in the non-Herodium division? That's fair.
I was about to answer for you with an Erodium.
Yeah, I'm glad somebody
It's up to the
pre-anticipated.
Radiums.
I'm glad somebody pre-anticipated the mockery. Yes. So who do I like fighting best? The people that I can learn from the most. Like, the people that I'm able to beat more frequently, correspondingly, I don't learn as much from those matches. So, truly, the ones that tax me, the ones that I lose to. So, for example, last season, I had a terrible streak against Sasha Aisha. I mean, in other seasons of the recent past, I've snagged the odd win against him, but last season we fought 3 times and I lost in every one. So there's good lessons in each of those matches. I think the real answer from me is whoever I can learn the most from, and that will change from time to time. Whoever's kicking my ass.
So not Herbert is what I'm hearing.
Herbert definitely stresses me out because the thing is like I like to set, Sasha put it pretty well in a recent episode that taking a middle position against a player like Herbert is probably one of the toughest ways to go. Because he'll either have something precise or he'll just set 1 or 2 key teams lighter so that he can just overwhelm you and generally max banner it or just for a couple banners shy. It's a real problem. Aussie Mike gonna give your kids some time out. That's right. Put some respect on my name. Don't as a Tassenix gaming fan, don't take no shit from nobody.
To the mines, possibly?
To the mines. That's right. Straight to the mines with your youngest. Got some ads running. We'll wait before answering more questions. Bye.
Tess, you've already probably talked about this before, but what are your thoughts on the raid?
Yeah, it's been a while since I talked about it, so no problem. It's kind of disappointing. Like, I would say, in terms of the time it takes to do, great. That's great. That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But why do anything if it's just, press a couple buttons and then get rewards. There's other ways. I don't know. It's disappointing because for me, like, you can say what you want about how laborious some of the attempts would be on the Naboo raid, but it was beautiful. And like when it first came out, it was breathtaking, man. Because I was playing that on the PC when it came out, right? So I had this on my big monitor, and that first transition from the ground up into space, I was like, oh, that's awesome. There was no moment for this raid.
Sure.
It's like it's kind of mildly cool transitions with Lord Vader. But like when you hit the enrage and it's just that wet fart of an animation, like nothing really happens, and then if you win, he's like, "Oh, this is not worth my time." And
I'm gonna run away.
Like, I'm gonna run away. What is this?
Yeah. What would be your ideal raid scenario? You know, I know.
Be a losing Jedi. I want to be a losing Jedi on the end of the Order 66. I wanted to be on the other side of those steps. You know what I'm saying? The other side of him, the other side of Lord Vader and friends. On the inside of the temple, fighting him, coming after us. Like, maybe we have some NPC allies, right? And maybe they get prioritized first, allowing you and the permitted teams the opportunity to set up or stack up, whatever, is our raid mechanic to kind of hold off. And it's about how many... how many waves you can hold them off. Almost like a Tetris thing where you will definitely lose, but it's how long you can hold out type of thing.
Sure. To
get max score. I thought that, that would have been much more interesting. I more or less expected something like that, if I'm being honest with you. Personally, I don't think I've ever talked about this before. But I think
the only problem with, like, you will lose mechanics is it does feel bad that you will lose. There isn't a winning.
But there is, like, you will lose and then get max score, so you're not losing. Like, you're definitely winning, and then you're getting your rewards and everything, so you're not really losing. I'd like to think that the execution of it would eliminate that concern for people, because if you quote-unquote lose and then max score, you're cool.
But people will complain regardless, because it is Swiggo.
That's right. Fuck them. Like, tell you what, I really stay away from the Facebooks and the Reddits for the most part. I occasionally read Reddit and I'll drop the odd comment on threads that are not ridiculous. But that's it, man. I wanted to be the children, says Shake. No, we can be the Jedi. We can be, whatever. It doesn't have to be canonically correct because the allies, the NPC allies that I'm saying we could have, can be the Jedi, the Galactic Republic Jedi or whatever, or the... whatever you want it to be, and we can be whichever teams. We can be Tarkin and the clones for all I care. The point is that as far as the point of view that I thought we'd be on for this raid, I thought we were inside. So I don't know. Agree, Fabi. People will complain in every single game. Not a Swiggo problem. I mean the
I
social
think
media
Swiggo has it worse.
I think the social media communities for this game are. As it is with most games, to your point, the minority is the loudest, right? But that being said, man, there is a lot in that minority. There are no shortage of voices that do nothing but whine about whichever direction this game takes. And this is a very healthy game. Yeah. I mean, it is still a mobile gotcha game. That's inherent. It's... For setting that aside, pretty good game.
Yeah, people assume that every mistake is an intentional thing.
Yeah,
and it's not.
Yeah, Bobby, if you play a lot of games, you never had any game where people were not wanting. Well, yeah, okay, I see. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it depends on what you see in the game. I know you're active on my Discord, on the event server, probably a few other Discords. I think the Discord communities for our game are, by and large, really good. It's just if you go anything like Facebook or Reddit, then you just have a whole lot of either, I think there's two types of toxicity there. There's the ignorant, where you're complaining about things you don't understand, because it's obvious by the nature of your complaint that you don't understand. And then the other one is Yeah, I'm playing a mobile game where it's obviously pay to have the latest and greatest, if not pay to win. But I don't like when I don't get these new things for free. Nah, I'm playing this completely optional luxury mobile phone game, and I want the latest and greatest for free. Nah. So it's usually one of those two.
Yep. Honestly, I think like Silksong is a really good example because it's one of the most anticipated games of the year, but I'm already seeing people be like, oh, it's too hard. Like, no, you're just new at the game. You'll get better.
Yeah.
People are just going to complain because that's the nature of humans.
It is the beast. Asake says, I actually left a guild because I was so sick of the guild leader crying and bitching about the game about a year ago-ish now. It's really cringy. Yeah, I mean, that's why you guys will pretty much never see me tilt on stream. First of all, I think it's a bad look. Like, you're on the internet in general. It's part of, it will permanently exist in some form somewhere. So why would you want that look to be out there of you? And then for any of these content creators that, especially that are parents, it's like extra double secret, super probation cringe, like death cringe, because it's like, man, like here's somebody's parent, and you're wigging out about stuff in a mobile game. Like, there's stuff I like, there's stuff I dislike, there's decisions that I've liked less than others. Never gonna see me rage, never gonna see me cry, and anytime I've unironically seen things like that, it's just the hugest turn off. If I liked them before as a creator, I don't after that, generally. Let me catch up here. Ozzy Mike says,
I resonate that. I resonate with that a lot. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I know at some point you gotta respect the hustle. Like, I know what algorithmically gets lots of clicks, but at some point it's like, you lose a sense of like genuineness that just shuts me off of anybody.
Yeah, I mean, anybody knows that I'm really just committed to the craft. Like, I'm not doing anything for the channel numbers. And yeah, there are people that are making a killing doing not terribly too much more than what I do. And it's just because it's the stuff that people want to click on. I'm responsible for that. All right, let me catch up with a couple things I missed here. Ozzy Mike says, I really wanted different phases in the raid, he's meaning. One is the good guys, one is the bad, and one is the pirates. Okay, 24 hours per phase, use whatever teams you have in each phase. I don't know. I like the one thing I definitely like about the last several raids for sure is there's no time gating. Whenever within the permitted period you see fit to put in all your attempts, you can do that. You're not waiting on a phase by phase thing. I never liked that about the old raids, so I'm completely cool with where we're at right now. Get no complaints from me there.
You're telling me Cranker wasn't the best raid of all time?
Yeah, also, wasn't there time gating for no, not Sith Triumvirate, no, not maybe they removed the time gate later on. Is that something I'm remembering right or misremembering?
They had a specific system for Cranker that got changed up.
Yeah. Bobby says,
I don't remember that for Sith, but
well, here, I missed a comment from Zuli. I'm curious as to why people keep playing a game they seem to not like very much. Sunken cost fallacy. They just resent that whatever it is that they want isn't coming to them easily enough. By and large, there are legitimate criticisms to be made of this game. I'm not saying that anybody who has anything bad to say is wrong. And trust me when I say I'm no shill for CG. Like, nobody's paying me for these. Trust me. But yeah, it's there are criticisms, but to say that most of the stuff you'll see on like Facebook and Reddit in particular is legitimate, nah, that's false. Mostly garbage. No, I appreciate you, Fabi. You say fully agree. Probably your Discord server is the #1 thing to go to for information with basically zero toxicity. Really appreciate that, man. And by the way, I see you out there on other Discords evangelizing about the server, about the channel. Really appreciate you, man. Appreciate you spreading the good word. It's awesome.
Lies.
Depressed Wampa says, question, I noticed your Star Killer is modded with speed instead of offense. Yeah. Would love to hear your thought process because your modding is great. Honestly, it's something I just hijacked from Fatal that he's been doing for quite some time. Especially against stuff like Ray with Exile Ezra. EP Star Killer has largely been considered dead because you end up really having no great solution to the foresight that the game starts with. And what you need for that is Star Killer to be effectively, at battle start, 1 speed faster than Mara Jade. Because then he can use his third, dispel all that stuff, she can use her third, you've got debuffs out, you're off to the races, and you can actually win that fight with Ray Exile Ezra if you're fighting opponents that are frequently setting that. So that's the reason I have it set up, because that's pretty much the highest aspiration that I have for that team, is that if I needed to, if I wanted to, I could make a legitimate run at a Ray Ezra. Aside from that, it's just hilarious.
Specific modding setup. Yeah, having that specific modding setup allows me to punch up a lot. Like specific modding tricks like that for like EP Star Killer, or back before the Rolocrod that made it easy, the specific modding for Bowman versus Lord Vader clones. Like, it just helps.
No arguments there. Yeah, Big Ninja says, definitely a few content creators that rage and freak out over the dumb things. Yeah, I mean, some of them do it because they are, just negative Nancys and haters. But some of them do it because they've got the pull in the draw to get some real eyeballs on that rage video. And again, I think it was Quig who was just saying a minute ago, you can't hate the game. I mean, it is what it is. People enjoy watching it, and the numbers bear that out. It is, man. I should hit auto on this too. Shut up, Shake. You're just bad. Is this bad advice Friday from you?
Never not bad advice from Shake.
I should be hearing this nonsense from other people. Alright?
Mm-hmm.
I always give the best advice.
Mm-hmm.
Until you don't.
Especially when it's not best advice. Especially then.
Yeah. Yeah, Fabi says...
Yeah, you're like Dagger telling Tass how to play his GAC.
Oh, yes. Yes. Man lets me down. Worse than TJ. Worse than TJ, really.
Oh, the DVC? Somebody else can't stand. Thank you, Fabi. Thank you so much.
Fabi, it depends on the battle.
It never does.
If it's a team that I know can auto with 100% certainty, sure. If it's the Seer Cal mission, hell no.
Yeah, I mean, special missions are not CMs. My comment is specifically for CMs.
Fair enough.
And this definitely can be autoed. Taz should hit auto.
I mean, pretty much at this point, yeah, because I just want to kill him next. All right, yeah, we were just talking shit about you, Dagger. What were we just saying?
Oh, that
you give bad advice in Grand Arena. Yeah. That was the stereotype, the accusation that was being levied at the time. But you missed the moment. I mean, you missed the boat.
I'll say it again if he needs me to repeat it.
No. No.
See this? I'm not alone in telling you that you should hit the fucking auto button sooner.
really should have turned so that I could make sure we targeted armor. By the way, guys, you know, we can talk about whatever you want, and definitely your questions. You got questions? Here, get them in. Get them in the chat. Yes, sweetness. You want my water? That's fine. You're welcome to have that. My big girl's in 1st grade now.
That's super.
Optional. Probably something like this. What do we gotta do here today? Okay.
Surely you need a Java machine working with auto, right?
Yes,
You
I
need auto.
actually do for Java.
Okay, finally. And then he proceeds to lose.
Yeah, I hope not. Bobby says, you know Bit Dynasty is a live content creator GAC list of basically all the content creators. Somebody did link me that the other day. It's a real honor. I love Bit Dynasty. I love what he does. So it's cool to see my name up there on his board. And yeah, leads more people to learning stuff and enjoying Grand Arena more. Then it's all to the good.
Bit Dynasty is one of the single best creators for this game, though.
Arguments for me. He will save us all. If you're ever stuck on a Galactic Challenge or a Conquest feed, something, check his video. You will be saved.
And it was nice to see the community come together when he was thinking about quitting.
Absolutely. I DM'd him. I reached out directly to, well, I mean, to wish him well and, say it's a sorry that things are such that you feel you gotta go, but, you will be missed. And I'm very glad he changed his mind.
Yep.
Miss Sarah for Conquest, I'll have to take your word on that. In general, I'm able to wind my own way through Conquest, so it's seldom that I even need to check its videos. And if I'm in a pinch, I'll check his videos, so I don't even really think about Miss Sarah. No knock against her, though. No. Celiac Sarah was so helpful early on. I'm sad she quit. Yeah, man. Game is worse.
He hasn't posted any videos for this Conquest, but there's a guy named Tripolysis who will post some really good cheese. Here, I'll link him.
Okay.
Yeah, like he's got his most recent video is 10 Order 66 in one battle with just CX2. There's another one where it's 10 death mark, 50 bonus turns, one battle, full auto.
Mm-hmm. Japtastic says, you know how to turn a duck into a soul singer? Let's hear it. What is it, Jap? Follow that up. Put it in microwave until it's Bill Withers. Peace. My guess is that one's probably funnier when it's delivered differently. From the way I said it.
It's funnier when you're a dad telling your kid. Well, the kid would have to be old enough to understand who Bill Withers is, but...
That's kind of hard to do, sir.
Here, Depressed Wampa. Here, I'll type it in chat. Google blonde Juan Etsu. That's where to get that hat. You surprised how good Mace is in TB? Oh yeah, he's dope. He's great in TB. Like this. Here's the thing. Before we had Jedi Master Mace, when we were using Keller and Beck as the leader for this. Oh shit! I gotta actually find this for a second.
Yes, he says great, and then he has to take it off after.
Yeah. But the... What was it? Okay. Very good.
This was the
The Keller and Beck lead was getting it done. These missions, even later days. Like, it was really, really good team at TB even before Mace. Boom. Man, I also got to remember this for Conquest. The team has AoE buff immunity. I was just thinking about that yesterday. It has AoE buff immunity. Saldag just redeemed a roster review. All right, man.
Lay it on me. Less of a roster review and more of a roster roast.
Oh, man. I don't know that I've actually done a roster roast before. We'll see what's roastable, all right?
Hold on. Is there a full roster review?
There is.
Yeah, 15K.
Yeah. You bum?
I'm sorry if I don't watch the streams or know who the fuck you are. All right,
Man.
go away.
That's how we keep me humble. There it is.
Oh yeah, it exists.
Let's start.
Hold on, what did I redeem then?
You redeemed character flex / review.
Hey, yeah, return me the points, please.
No,
Thank you.
no, you've made your expenditure. Oh shit, that's right. I owe the stream a kitty. Somebody redeemed kitty at the very start. I have to go find that cat. Where are you? Hold on a sec.
I feel cheated.
They're both sleeping downstairs, but eventually one will come up here for warmth or something. We'll figure it out. All right, so Saldag's profile, just under 11 million GP. Somebody redeemed the point thing. You don't have to. If you drag them out of a nap, I'm just going to get clawed up. I don't need it like that. They'll come.
Which is ideal.
Obviously, but not even Tinsel would appreciate that. All right. Kyber 2. Let's take a look at the collection, then the mods. And if you have specific questions that you want me to look at here in your roster, do ask, but...
Not particularly. I know what I'm going for. I've got a good plan.
All right, gotcha. Your Bane... All right, let's see if I can get this roast thing under my belt. Your Bane is 7. That makes me sad. Well, you got 3 health primaries, and I know that you would have a 4th if you could. But between Relic 7 and not Relic 9, I know you're not doing that against Slacker.
I've done it against Slacker a few times, and it's worked.
Wow, Kyber 2 is insane. Okay, here
Kyber
comes a
2 is the
kitty.
lucky piss, sir.
Here comes a kitty. This is Miss Tinsel, if you were not already aware. She is very sweet in general, but she has a lot of sharp claws that are all deployed into me right now. Not expecting the handoff. Yes, she is here. The generally extremely spoiled cat. Actually kind of settling in now that she realizes. Alright. Okay. Yep. Alright, shoulder cat. And what's up, kitty? Let's stay in my lap. That's fine. Kitty! Kitty show claws? Yes. Kitty claws were embedded in me briefly. Well, I guess I have to adjust my expectations, because if you're taking on Slackers with not even all 6 dots on your Relic 7 Bane, then you're able to get it done with a lot less than what I'm
Kyber 2 is
thinking.
easy. The only reason Kyber 2 is difficult is because of how small I am.
Fair? Fair.
But most of the players in it are bad.
And I'm assuming you've got a priority in which you'd like to take your Malikos and Exile Ezra and units like that up to higher relics. So
Yeah,
I'm sure you'll
my
get
priority right now is raid. You know, get my raid score up, then we get, I don't know. Honestly, just finishing out my GLs.
It's a pretty well-rounded roster for what I'm understanding that you like to do. Let's see, we have 5 GLs. So what's your next goal you're working on?
Jedi Master Mace, and then I will be getting Lord Vader extremely quickly, and then Sith Eternal extremely quickly, and then probably Leia extremely quickly. I have almost all those tunes, their relic or requirements at Gear 13. Just
that.
don't have the relic
Nice.
relics for it. So
Okay. All right. Here's where we can usually get some interesting insight. Let's take a look at your 6-dot mods, and what the hell? Let's sort by secondary. Let's see what you're kind of looking at here, mod-wise. Bunch of 28s, really like that.
Why did your record have such a fast mod? Why does record have such a fast mod? Is it 27 or 28 up top?
why does Wrecker have such a fast mod?
Yeah, crit damage 27 with
If I had to guess, I
Cedra.
would say
You're muted, by the way. That's just so you know.
probably.
Mercenary
I would
Wrecker
say he
wants that. man.
probably had. Either that's intentional, which I'm not sure if it is, but I think it is because I recently remodded him. But otherwise, it's I had a mod on him that I upgraded and got it to 26, and then haven't moved it.
Also, what Fabi asked, why is there a defense triangle on?
I bet I know, but I'll let. But please, you go.
Zero reason.
Specific
Yeah.
speed clocking versus
Probably-
versus BCAM.
Probably speed. Yeah, that would be my guess is speed.
Yeah, that's fine. But why is there a defense triangle in the first place is my question.
Okay.
Fabi's was, why is it on map? Why the fuck is there one to begin with?
Defense triangles to begin with.
Yeah, exactly.
Because
Oh,
fuck you.
I'm one.
That's why.
No,
That's
more
a
than
very
reason,
valid answer.
but also probably don't do that.
Hey,
Yeah, I
there.
think that mod specifically had really high speed rolls, and I was just like, yeah, why not? I'll take it up.
Yeah.
It
Before
wasn't
I
that
miss
point,
any
though.
more, Dust Cannon, good to see you. Sorry if I missed any of your chats over on YouTube. I have a combined chat log, so I should have been able to see it, but sometimes I do miss things in the shuffle of everything. My bad. But welcome. Let's see. You
Love you
had
too,
a
Fabi.
question.
No, I actually went through and manually deleted all of my defense primaries that were crosses, triangles, and arrows.
Thanks.
Yes. You had so many.
There- I actually did have quite a few. I think I deleted.
Yes, I was there for when you streamed.
All right, help me
You were
out.
streaming it for a bit.
It
Help
was
me
something
out.
like 80 mods, dude. It was bad.
Help me out, Dagger.
Mhm.
I need your roasting ability here. You want to roast something here? He's got what was it? Somebody else. Crit chance mod on Master Qui-Gon is interesting. Is the speed clocking the reason? Asks Dust Cannon.
Almost always, it's speed clocking. When
Also,
when I have
Crit
modding, it's speed clocking 90% of the time because that's generally my win condition.
Also worth
Sure,
mentioning
better.
that team doesn't like do all that much damage. Like it's like death by paper cuts. So I wouldn't be overly fussed about the crit damage triangle versus crit chance triangle. Obviously, I think crit damage is slightly better, but man, who has 30, 25 speed crit damage triangles just laying around?
Yeah.
Yes. Let's see. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba.
Potency on DR is also fine. I've considered putting a potency cross on him as well.
I really prefer
Yeah.
health. Really, very much prefer health. But
I think I
yes.
currently have offense, but the point I'm trying to make is like you can do some roasting on people's stuff, on people's whatever. It mostly just boils down to do you have a whole bunch of defense primaries?
I should also say this is modding before Denos has gotten his hands on it, and so
Sure.
it'll probably be much improved.
I'm sure it will be, because I was going to
Yeah.
say, overall, you've got some really good material to work with.
Yeah.
A lot of good speeds. And you look like
Yeah,
you seem to be going for not just speed.
Just
Now
not-
I am, since
340
watching
plus.
your modding guides, but for a long time I wasn't. My modding practices for years were awful. I don't think I did like triple mod refreshes until I was like 7 million GP.
Yikes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Glad you're doing them now.
I'm glad those videos helped you, man. That's my favorite thing to hear. I'm glad you're seeing results from it.
I am, but it's a long, slow process of fixing things.
It is. You can always speed it up, and the secret to that is money.
Yeah.
Also, why potency on Hux?
Well, it's a defense
yeah, great
primary
question.
too. It's almost entirely just for the speed.
Yeah, no, but it's at 1d1 speed, so it's not that fast.
The
Yeah,
21
you can probably
speed
do
on
it
4
1d2.
rolls. It's pretty damn decently fast.
Yeah, that's fine. Like, why not the nasty set? I'm assuming it's a broken set or something.
That's almost 100% modded for well before Darkseid Ray was ever in the game. I don't think I've touched mods on Hux in years.
Even then, tenacity was still pretty good.
No,
on him.
tenacity was still the
Definitely,
default.
definitely.
But my guess is
at
you're
that
not
time
long
I
on
had-
tenacity sets, so that's something. I see that you're doing pretty well on health, some offense, good on speed, but perhaps you have some more attention that needs to be paid to tenacity, maybe even potency, but probably to a lesser extent.
I have a shocking amount of good defense mods.
Nice. Problem to have these days. Much
Yeah.
better value at higher relics than health. Do set.
Yep.
And yeah, Dust Cannon, you have a tenacity cross on DR literally only because of the high speed. Definitely for your purpose, having, when you know speed's important, have the speed for sure. No hate on that.
Oh yeah, you're seeing some of my real shitters here. 12 speed with 3 rolls, 6 dot Darkside Bastila. That's awful.
That's them the mods, man.
Yeah, Saka
That
Those
was
are the
that was
mods.
definitely a younger me.
a different time. I
Yeah,
have
good.
even some of those really old mods that are not great.
Yeah,
So.
Darkside Ray will absolutely be changed when the Kron goes away, but she doesn't need speed right now.
Yes. Yes, it's true. There's I'm preparing a pretty big remod, and the latest episode of Plotting and Scheming released this morning, where you'll see that Sasha was thinking about what he's going to be doing after this Datacron expires, and he's already got her in a full defense set, so that's something that I've got to prepare. But he has, 74, 76, 77% armor, something like that. Pretty robust health-wise, decent amount of added offense, I would imagine. Something like that is what I got to put together.
I will say this. I wouldn't, for the vast majority of people, when it comes to remodding, I probably wouldn't put a ton of effort into remodding your Dre after the Kron rotates, unless something pops up that makes something deterministic.
Fair.
Because if you make her 370 speed and the result doesn't change, I think I can't speak for everybody else, but I'll just say this. My highest speed mods or my best speed sets are in higher demand than my good offense sets. I have more good offense sets than I have amazing speed sets. And to put her in a speed set means she has to be in an amazing speed set, not just a good speed set.
Yeah, I mean, currently she's 288. I'm definitely going to take her above 300, but probably not much above that.
Yeah, mine's like 284, and I feel pretty good about where it's at. I think 300 is like really good if you can hit it, but I think largely unnecessary in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like 280 plus is probably fine. That team doesn't really need speed with all the turn meter being passed around.
Yeah, definitely not.
And whenever you get a kill, turn meters reset. So
My biggest concern is I do want her to be able to take turns. So long as she's like second or third fastest, because once SLKR gets a kill, it's just the him show, and that can be frustrating.
The other thing to remember too is the difference between 280 and 370 is like 1 turn per 8 total cycles. Like, it's so hard to give a character more turns just with a speed set. So it has more to do with how fast are they acting in the turn order. And at 320, what is she like? Effectively 375? So unless you need her to be like effectively 450, I feel like you're going to be fine, right? Or 400.
Yep, that's fair.
Alright.
So making her fast just means she's effectively like 400 because of the speed.
Let me catch up with the chat for a second here. Asake says, Hux is really there for his unique and to pass the turn, so not sure how much the secondary mods matter on Hux. Well, to be fair, like that's you're correct in that him using his abilities is what he's there for, and yeah, his unique passively. But to ensure that's why Tenacity's classically the choice for him as a 2-piece. Some people have him in very, reasonably high speed, pretty high speed, full Tenacity mods, and that would ideally be the best setup. But I'm able to be just over or just about 200% Tenacity in a speed Tenacity set, and that has generally been good enough for me. You were going to say, Dagger?
Oh yeah, I was gonna say just getting Hux to 275 to 290 with a Tenacity cross and at least a small set is gonna do really good things. I mean, if you can get him up to 270 to 280 and just Tenacity mods, that's even better. But yeah, even Dust Cannon pointed out that she gets a 50% speed boost when she has a debuff, so that usually doesn't apply to her first turn. But after you get a kill and she resets TM, she frequently will have that 50% extra speed, which will mean that after the first kill, she's going next after SOK. So, again, it's why I don't think speed on her is hypercritical, and why I don't necessarily think that I will be remodding her unless something ends up being deterministic, like a fast Dre prohibits a specific counter.
Fair. Very fair.
Just because her current mods, for me personally, don't hinder my ability to mod other characters. And I know moving her into a really good speed set's going to start pulling mods off of characters that I really just don't want to pull mods off of.
Fair.
And at least personally, once Dracron goes away, I'm taking that team off of defense. It's just too solid of an offense team, and the way I have to win matches is through offense, because I'm too small to really post a solid defense.
Yeah,
it's good that you know that, yeah.
Yeah, it won't be exclusively on defense once the Kron rotates. But I assume it's for me personally, I assume it'll be something like 60-40, 65-35 on defense. But Ray is almost exclusively on offense for me, and she's been really good. And that's because Queen exists, and I'm just not trying to let you 65/57 this for free.
Yep. Yeah. No, the general strategy for being a smaller account is you gotta go offense.
Yeah.
Generally, it's best if you don't suck.
The other really cool thing I'll say about having Ray saved the last couple seasons is I won't claim to be adept with the team, but having a really good idea of how the team works and how to use it, I feel has given myself and people I've talked to who've started saving Ray a pretty big edge. Because it now means that if you want to pull it, you now know how to use it, especially against meta matchups. Using it against JMK with Ezra, man, getting really good with the burst damage and how to set up your burst damage, I think is really, really cool to learn. If you can wait for the JMK prod up to wear off and then you burst right when that happens, you can kill Ezra in one whirlwind.
Mm-hmm.
It's really cool, even through the Hoden run. I don't know. I really enjoy the learning a team, I guess. This is, for somebody 16 million, I'm finally learning Ray, and it feels good.
Yeah. Let me check chat here again. Yeah, you've got your Dre in an offense set at about 332 speed, Bobby. Yeah, I think the speed is largely not needed right now. And then I question how much of that set is going to be realistically carried over when the Datacron expires. You might be changing the set altogether. So it's good. I think that some of that speed budget could be better put into offense or defense on her. I think it's pretty late to build a new set or anything for her, but if you can do that without too much tear up, that might be something worth looking at. Because that was effective for... The high offense has been effective for me, for sure. Those lightnings are devastating, particularly in 3 versus 3. But yeah, defense. Sasha was pretty confident that that's going to be a long-term payout. Why am I doing my CMs? Shouldn't I be waiting for plats? but that's already been done.
Operations, platoons.
That stuff's been
They're not fucking
been
done. If they were,
Been
you
done.
wouldn't be getting stunned.
Been done. I'm sure they've been done.
They really weren't. You wouldn't be getting the full stuns on your team.
If you
Also
say
hit
so.
Automat, please.
No. I'm just kind of absent-mindedly clicking
Yeah.
while I'm following up with stuff. Let's see. You have a speed set because you don't have enough good offense sets. I see. Yeah, no, that makes sense. Does anyone, Ben Drown says, does anyone else wish the Dre and Hoda have... First of all, why am I... Oh, crap. Okay, guys. Oh, man.
Somebody redeemed Kitty, by the way.
Again?
Yes, Taz has YouTube turned off.
No, I
He
was
just found
looking
out.
at the Twitch-only chat for a while. I feel terrible.
Yes.
Reckon Wookie
Yes.
said like 10 years ago, always cool and interesting to see the difference in mods from a smaller or larger account. See, we got you. You probably left like a year ago, but you know what? We got you.
Yes.
All right. But anyway, I've been drowned says, does anyone else wish the DS Ray and the Hoda FTC would never go away? No.
The Hodacron can get absolutely fucked. The Drake
Yeah.
Right now, it would be great if
The
it just went
Drake
away
Run-
forever.
The Hodacron can absolutely just get fucked.
I don't know. I don't like how narrow your circumstances are for fighting that Dracron. Not a fan. Not a fan of that.
Oh well, yeah. As far as prohibitiveness, yes, the Dracron is more prohibitive. The JML Cron just feels like an affront to humanity.
It is pretty
Probably.
nasty.
Because it is.
Like the JKL bonus turn again thing is just like not something I ever needed. Again, it's not the first time they did that. It's again.
It isn't again.
It wasn't great the first time. It definitely
Yeah.
didn't help the
I
second
didn't
time.
thank him for the experience the first time. I'm not going to thank him for it the second time.
That's right.
It was not enough. I don't need that in my life. No, thank you.
Yeah, the Dracron was cool because it was more unique. Like, granted, the level 15 was less unique because other characters have had that. But the actual Cron, as you leveled up, was actually kind of unique in the sense that it added a bunch of cool mechanics. Granted, it was, prohibitive mechanics, like Cass said, but it was more interesting than it was. I looked at the Hodacron, the JKL Cron when it first came out, and it's like, yeah, we didn't need to do this again, did we?
Fair.
It's really
If we really
fucking
did
dumb.
it.
Fabi says, I wish the Krennicron wouldn't go away. That's a great Cron. I mean, you're saying that because of the support level 6, and I don't mind that coming back from time to time. But if you recall, like, I don't mind it being in this kind of limited scale. But when that was widely available as a level 6 on, I want to say set 14, set 16, something like that, long time ago, more than a year ago now.
A year ago.
It was the whole meta, right? It was the entire meta was support teams and throwing in a random support or a random Gideon in any old thing.
No.
Yeah, the
In
support
some
Cron, how many
cases,
times?
you could use the attack Cron.
Because the
It
support
was
Cron
nice.
was how many Bad Batch Echoes can we jam on random teams just to make this team hit you for 6 days?
Alright, yeah.
Like,
Alright, we all know how support Cron is great.
It was a sub game of how hard can my attackers hit you if I
Yeah.
put a debuffing support on this team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That being said, I do miss the time that they did the role specific datacrons instead of faction specific.
Mm.
Having
I like
support
them too.
bonuses, attacker bonuses, that was a ton of fun. They just had one really broken one.
Yeah, if they moved the sliders a bit, I think that those would be really cool. 'Cause I really like the tank
Yeah.
one. But the tank one sucked because there was support, and if you didn't have a support, you just used an attacker.
Uh-oh. Destroyed.
Get fucked. Alright, please see the platoons. 1 second, can we see the platoons?
Look, both teams tried hard.
Yeah.
See,
that was
Tess, if
bad.
we did that battle on auto, it would have been so much better.
Yes.
I take your
It would have been
point.
so much better. Also, please lead the platoons. really want to see something.
That one's where it's supposed to be. This one's done. So
Yeah,
maybe
that's that.
Yes, I really like the Rolo level 3. The
It's
Rolo
not
Cron-
fucking done.
It looks like Yeah, it looks like. Well, it's blocked off. I don't know. It's saying to only go to 12 out of 15, so I think that's intentional.
The attacker level 6 was attack again, dealing true damage.
Yeah, it was nice for SLKR and some of the teams, but it was kind of useless.
Yeah, well, it was the second best one by a fair margin.
Yeah, I mean, considering your option was something like, I don't know, a tank revive? With EA, but...
No, the tank was like the stacking prod or whatever it was.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah, I forgot that.
I think everyone can agree that the single biggest problem with Datacrons is the tuning. If they tune it slightly better, they are... I mean, I think they're already the best mechanic in the game, but they are just so much more better. You know, it's like there's always been some stupid bullshit thing that feels horrible to fight. And if it's tuned ever slightly weaker,
I think the
it's
problem
pretty
I
much
have
perfect.
with most of the Datacrons is similar to what you said, and maybe it is what you were saying, but maybe I just phrased it. Maybe my phrasing is different. My frustration with Datacrons is how they make no attempt to balance sets within themselves.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's what you were saying, but
Kind
bothers
of,
me
yeah.
that they will frequently just, here's a set, and one level 9 is like busted, 2 are good, and one of the level 6s is good, and the rest of everything else can get fucked.
I mean, I feel like that's something they've been leaning into harder now too, where it's just like with the most recent, specifically the level 6s and the level 3s, honestly, it's like, okay, you have one specific one that's really good, like start the battle with 25% turn meter, and you just get a shit ton of those, or the protection upcron, you know, those two, you get a shit ton of those. Everything else, if you roll it, it's useless, and that doesn't feel good from a player perspective. It's just like, I don't fucking want these.
Yeah, the light side has just been like goated for like 6 months, which is
Yeah.
I get it. The dark side had all of last year. We forget that we had like Great Mothers followed by Balin, right? Like last year was darkside.jpg. So I understand that this year light side getting some love is cool. It's just the light side teams are so more pervasive, right? Because like when you have light side crons, you get to split your JKR off of your JML. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
Let me intercede on you guys real quick here because I don't want it to get buried in the chat. Matthew in the chat says, now that you see YouTube comments again, any thoughts on what will be the most annoying team to set on defense for the next 5 versus 5 season? I mean, the rest of you guys feel free to take a crack at it.
Something with Wampa or Rolocron.
CLS, obviously.
You mean something using that on defense, Dagger?
Yeah, like CLS with Rolocron is gonna make me just like grit my teeth.
Anything with Ezra Exile.
I don't think Ezra's as oppressive in 5s, but I understand it will be annoying.
He's always a
Because
pain. I mean, you know,
but
is
what's
more
new?
easier.
Club
Well,
may still
what's
wins,
new
but-
about that Exile Ezra? Because the spirit of the question is, you know, what's new?
Yeah.
So is there something you're rotating in from Datacron set 23 into that Ray Ezra team, or what are we doing here?
Hell
The one
no.
problem
It's
with
just
Saul
Ezra's a gigantic pain.
The one problem with Saul Lupin with the Rolocron is that there are so many more top-end teams that you can use as an answer in 5v5. For example, you can put your Saul Luthen with the Rolocron, and my Balin's just going to go nom 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 64 or 63 because I wasn't going to use it anywhere else. Where in 3v3, having to Balin or Riva your Saw was like an actual problem because I needed that somewhere else. In 5v5, if I have to Riva your Saw for 65, like I can budget that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
it's a less
I
problem.
think it'll be
There's
annoying,
less.
but I think its value is lower.
Yeah, it's probably best to use, you know, the Rolocron somewhere the fuck else, honestly. Probably not going to be solved for me.
I'm scared of Rolocron with like one of my real life friends I was talking to has it, and he was thinking he was thinking of doing something with Baby Cal and Fulcrum with the Rolocron, and that sounds nasty.
What will you do, baby?
Like setting the Rolocron with like Seer essentially, Seer Malicos.
Oh.
Stats and then like Fulcrum gets to assist.
Oh, that might not be that. Yeah. That might be.
I'm not
You never have to tell.
I'm not scared of Reva in GAC because AdRat exists.
No, in 5 it's just gonna be straight up. Phoenix is just fuck you, bitch.
Do you worry about like I know this is going to be really rare to encounter because Sasha Aisha is one of the few players that would have a Kron like this. But do you think that you have enough offense really with your Radis team to get through a 100+% health stat level 9 ninth sister Inquisitor's team? You think that your Radis is still going to be straight on through?
I think my Radis will still be able to kill 7th and GI, and I think I still have 3 minutes to kill Reva and 9th. I don't know if it'll work. I'm simply pointing out that it might be more of a timeout risk. I don't know. I'm not a believer in Inquisitors. I think Inquisitors were good when the board was smaller. I think you have Phoenix and Bane and just too many answers to it. That's not really a settable team.
So?
If you don't put damage on the Kron, Bane just eats it.
Fair.
Mhm.
Fair.
Also, Phoenix was working fine. If you don't have Merrick. For DW that is only. But now that they fixed the Merrick bug, it doesn't really matter even if you do put Merrick, because it's not going to be a thing anymore. So Phoenix will just work absolutely fine again.
What about Marok shuts off Phoenix?
No, there was a bug going on that they made it so that he was just giving Burma 10 up and was taking turns and doing the spells.
Oh, yeah, that basic thing, the exploit. People weren't leveling up the basic all the way and whatnot. Yeah.
Some bullshit was going on with that, so they fixed it. So it's no longer a thing.
Dust Cannon. Hold on a sec. Dust Cannon in the chat says Malicos with the Rolocron is neat. Vexatron showed a bit of footage with it. What was he doing with it? That's an unintuitive pairing. I mean, I get it. It's got to be for the stats.
Fulcrum.
Fulcrum. What about Fulcrum?
Go read the Kron. It says light side allergy.
Oh, yeah. So she's just gonna pop off a bunch. Okay.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm not saying it was an original idea. I'm just saying that's gonna hit really hard.
No, I wasn't thinking about it. Wasn't on my radar. Nice, good share.
Yeah, because here's what it says. If there are no allied galactic legends, whenever a light side ally uses an ability, all other buffed allies assist. It's not alignment locked. Malicos will assist light side allies on that level 3.
Oh.
Yeah, that's why you do Baby Cal Fulcrum. And then you just turbo Malicos, because he's assisting twice per turn and shit.
Alright, see, this is not what I not needed in my life. Thank you, Dagger, for that. I didn't need that info. Fuck you.
But this is what I was telling you, Tass. I had a lot to talk about. That's what I was telling you, Tass. I had a lot to talk about today. We'll talk about a lot of it on Monday or Tuesday. But yeah, I had a lot to talk about. Lots of fun stuff.
Fair.
I will never be a fan of Seer being meta so long as she's as bugged as she is.
I'm all for Malicos being good because the shelf life of these Conquest units is so short.
Sure.
But
I just hate having a bugged unit be meta. It's not fun.
Yeah.
So Fabi is insisted, by the way.
Being a relatively solid defense because ISC would just fuck your game up is miserable.
Fair.
Yeah, that shit is fixed, hopefully. Thank you.
I know people who have timed out against the Maul ISC, and it's just raging.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really a greasy encounter. No fun.
I'm generally not a fan of characters being disabled, but for specific occasions, I absolutely think it should be done. Because not everyone is going to be honorable.
And yes, Fabi, we understand that Balin exists, but you only have one of them. And when there are 3 teams mentioned in chat and your response is Balin beats them, it's like, yes, Balin exists.
You can only do better on one thing, man.
It's for sure.
That's rubbish.
Yeah, it's never about what's making an unbeatable team. It's about what team can you craft that has the fewest counters, and then how do you set up forks, draws, stuff against that, you know?
Yes. It's pretty easy to set something to get better baited on the front wall and then just have zero Malakos in the back and, get fucked bunch. Yeah, that's fine. Just one team or two teams, somebody will definitely, use Malakos.
No, that's fair, Babby. Again, I was mostly saying, like, there are a lot of things that Balin beats, and thankfully, because Balin is one of the more narrow offensive teams, he also then becomes one of the easiest teams to kind of fork or skewer to a degree. Because he doesn't really punch up to GLs all that much, so you can really kind of build a defense to which you can kind of, especially if you know their tendency, you can basically make them do X or Y.
Also, pretty much more decent in first week, because people might just be placing better on defense just to, go, yay, possibly.
Also, for the record, people are still going to be absolutely shit with that VCAM versus LP fight.
No doubt.
I mean, what's new?
So my point is people won't be doing that either, because if you say, oh, you can put Lord Vadeon on well, it's like, can you? You, maybe.
Yep.
The average person? Probably not.
By the way, guys, it's been a couple minutes since we had a question in the chat, so feel free to drop them in, guys.
Yeah.
I do genuinely think that like 99% of Grand Arena players are just actively shit at the game.
Hey, that's me.
I mean, look at Tass.
That number's a bit low.
Look at Tass. Tass is a prime example.
There's maybe 1% who know what they're doing and work around that. The other 99% are either thriving off of having a larger account or just sort of win based on luck. Based on, this counter didn't work this time for your opponent.
See, here's the trick. The trick is knowing that you're part of the 99% and then embracing it. So that way when you fuck up, you can just like, I suck. Yeah, I don't have to.
Yeah, I already knew I sucked. What's new?
Oh, look at this shitter. He lost this. It's like, and?
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, when I lose GAC, it is almost always my fault.
Yeah, I mean, it's usually everyone's fault, but in our case, I can just go, I knew I'm shit, so me losing was expected.
Yeah,
I knew I was going to lose.
I was watching people talk about me on Fatal server when they were talking about the dipshit who put the wrong Qui-Gon with Queen and used the wrong Qui-Gon on defense with Galactic Republic, and I'm like, man, I'm really glad they're not clicking on that ally code to find out that shit's me, because that should be embarrassing.
Yeah.
Also, Fabby, like, there are plenty of people that assassinate accounts that are my side where I'm at. Like, I'm gonna be honest.
Fabby.
Every single one of these 14 million fuckers who you were like, oh, you can sit on them. No, the fuck I can't. I've tried. And lost.
You just don't believe. You don't believe.
Yeah, I tried sitting on them. It doesn't work. They still
Yeah.
Go look at
14 million people have most things already.
Yeah, like Livid kicked the shit out of me. Go look at that. Like, I absolutely kicked the shit out of me.
You can sit much easier when you're like in the 300-400s. It's a bit harder in the top 100 or 150.
Yeah, but that's because Arsenal is like a wizard on offense. Like, he can just set whatever he wants because he knows he's going to average like 57 banners on your shit. But yeah, I take your point. Yeah, there are some. I've even pointed out the test that there are some questionable teams being set in the top bracket.
Fair.
But
I mean, Dash is in the top bracket, so what are you expecting?
well, no, there's not. Well, sure, some of them might be task hunting them. I'm saying in general, but I can't really talk that much shit because they're there, right?
True.
Yeah. You're not there, they're there, so they're fine.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. People could set Finzori before Resistance Crons in the top bracket and be like, yeah, so I'm in the top bracket.
Yeah, exactly. It works. Clearly was working for them.
It works because of who they are, not because of fucking
Yeah.
Sort of,
I mean,
like-
it might just be grants, mods, who knows? But it was working for them, and they made it there.
Oh yeah, players like Livid and Tom are ridiculous, and they deserve all the props. It's
I will 1v1 Livid IRL. I can't beat him in Swugger, so I'll have to 1v1 him IRL.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Isn't he British?
Does that preclude
That's
you
fair.
from fighting?
That's a good excuse to get out of the country.
I was gonna.
Yeah.
Fair.
Well, that's great.
Yeah, now
You
this
can
is
move there, then.
something. Yeah, that's right, Bobby. Livid and Tom are a special breed. Indeed, they are. Yeah. Devious.
To answer
Wolf.
your question, Wolfman,
Yes.
when Tass decides to lose to get to where I'm at, we'll fight. I have no intention of putting in the work to get to the top bracket.
Scrub.
No, I'm just going to be honest about it. Like, do you know how much effort that would take to get to the top bracket?
I actually
don't have
do,
it.
yes.
Yeah. I'm saying I
You
don't.
don't. You're up there thanks to Rhodiums. What are you talking about, this?
Well, the effort was to get there, not stay there. Obviously.
Pretty sure he got there thanks to Rhodiums as well, so.
No, he was. In
I
the
remember
top, No, he was in the top 15-20 back when the Erodium bug popped off. Like, he
Yeah.
used it to catapult himself to stay there.
Yes. Yeah, they're part of the success story. I have never denied this.
Yeah. Did you guys not remember he lost? He 2 weeks in a row he lost to Sasha, went 2-0 against Erodium.
Yes, that's right.
3 weeks in a row now.
That's right.
Be exact.
Technique is key.
Yeah, I mean, look, he won against Herbert. That's all that matters, And he can pretend.
Good match.
I'm really,
although
Really
let's
good.
be perfectly honest, a lot of GAC players are facing Erodiums 9 out of 9 times because they're huge and they don't give a shit.
that is also fair.
Well, when we say Erodium, we're talking about Erodium rank.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. But like, what I'm talking about is like players that are either bad at the game or don't care enough to try, and they fall super far at GAC, and then it's like a 8 million account versus a 1 million account, and it's it's just not fair in any sense of the word. At least the Erodiums fought up to Erodium.
Mm-hmm. Fair. Oh, yeah, this one. Feels tricky.
Well, yeah, like Striker got me the last 2 times we played. Like, there are some really crafty and good players that are capable of, they're Captain Ahabs, if you will.
Yeah. If our stream times were not so inconvenient for the purpose, would love to have Striker on because he's a top 50 player now in his own right. But I mean, our recording time is going to be something like 11 p.m. starting. Just too inhospitable.
You should reach out to him. It's like 6 in the morning his time on a Monday.
Yeah, exactly. How could he not say yes? It'd be crazy to decline.
Yeah, I'll reach out to him right now.
Yeah, I'm sure you will.
Dusk, I genuinely don't care about Erodiums jumping to top 10 of Kyber 1 so long as ISC bug exists, so long as the game crashes
They've
still
all been
exist.
fixed.
Yeah,
They've been
there
fixed.
are just greater priorities,
And
I
and
honestly
Rhodium
think the
jumping
game
has
is-
been here for a longer time.
I think the game is in the buggiest state it's been in years.
I mean, there are certainly
Shipment bug.
some pretty pronounced ones.
Or at least
Shipment bug is
the
killing
most
me.
game-breaking bugs. I think the shipment bug is fixed, at least.
I wish. I find that it sometimes works, and then like I wake
Yeah,
up
I
the next
noticed that
morning to
one
do
time on
stuff, and then
PC.
it's yeah.
Hey! Hey, Darthlink 1K biddies. Appreciate you, man. Shut up, Soldak. I should have jumped up. Oh, yeah. Hey, if you're in Discord, you want to join us, jump in the Tass House chat and we'll get you dragged in here.
Listen,
Patrons
Mike,
are
just
welcome to
because
jump
you
in.
spend an egregious amount of money doesn't mean you deserve to be up in top bracket.
Fair.
Damn.
Yes.
Black Neo says, is this money spent in game tests? What do you mean? What are you talking about? Sure I follow. I'm sure you'll make it clear for me in a minute that really need to get the kill with this and get my revive. Come on, give me the revive. Boo! I
Yeah,
wanted
Link,
the revive
you're
to stun.
probably gonna jump me if I'm being perfectly honest.
Man,
Maybe.
Oh, he was talking about him getting the Erodium bug.
Oh, the Erodium bug?
Yeah, he wanted it so he could just jump straight to Kyber 1 and fight you that way.
Hmm. Mhm.
Man, it would have been a long road back down.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
It would have been a very fast, long road back. That would have not been fun.
Oh no, Black Neo. Yeah, I know you don't really play Swugga, but when we're talking about these millions or whatever, we're talking about the size of your account. Like here, every character, every ship is, they have abilities, and you can equip mods to them. All of these things, as you increase their ranks or whatever, contribute to their galactic power rating. So you can see this character has a power rating of 39,703. And different characters will all have different levels of rating, but the point is the sum of all of the power of your characters and your ships is your total galactic power, like what you see in the top right of my screen. So we're talking about, like, my account is definitely one of the larger accounts of the game at 16.1 million. And because of this bug in the game, I'm getting matched with people as little as 4 million, where when that happens, I need to find somebody else's match to cover or something else to stream, because there's no fight to be seen. I mean, it's a foregone conclusion, trust me. So that's the way it is.
I
it's a
don't
power
think
measure,
anybody has
right?
spent over $1 million on this game.
That's not true.
Yeah, that's
Just-
false.
Really?
Unfortunately.
Is it over $1 million now? Last I heard, it was 6
Wait,
figures.
years ago. That was years ago.
Yeah,
really?
People underestimate
Damn.
whales. People underestimate whales.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the 6 figures number I heard was like during the Lord of the Rings game.
Oh, yeah.
There's plenty of people with less brain cells than they should have.
Yeah.
And more
So here's the
money.
thing. There are, like, if you can reverse engineer how much data crons cost by looking at people's rerolls.
That's true.
And
Baby Yoda.
Maybe you're the cup.
man, there's a lot of people in chat who just don't know how much things cost. And it's kind of amusing. But yeah, it's one of those things where there was a guy who used to have 3 accounts, and all 3 of those accounts were in the top 10 for rerolls. Tass probably knows who I'm talking about.
Probably.
And he was on any one of his accounts probably close to 7 figures in.
Jesus.
And that was one account. My guess is he was like 2 total in across the 3 accounts.
Wild times.
Just by and again, this is just by reverse engineering.
Yeah.
How much you can just go absolute batshit insane on Datacrons.
I mean, how much does it cost to get just like a full set of 30 level 9s?
That you can do
Upgrading
completely
isn't
free
too
to play.
expensive.
You can get
Upgrading is expensive.
So this isn't a pre-focused Datacron world, but I used to get 30 level 9 Datacrons completely free to play. You're just moving mod refreshes. Like, I would do 6 mod refreshes, and I would only do 3 during Conquest.
How many Conquest refreshes would you do?
6, because that's the idea. I would take those 3 100 crystal refreshes from mods and apply them to Conquest instead. And doing that every day during Conquest, of course, got me red box, but also would get me enough that I would have a full inventory of level 9 Datacrons. Maybe I could only afford to do rerolls on maybe 4 or 5 of them, so I'd have to be pretty picky about which ones I was taking up along the way, so as not to need rerolls. But yes, you can absolutely do it free to play. It's just where you start getting into the money, where you really have to throw money in if you want them optimized. You want to have, every team of yours on defense having, for example, in set 22, you want to have 300, 400+% defense on all your crons, like Baby Yoda. You're gonna pay the big money.
And honestly,
I guess
Conquest in one day is like legitimately like 70.
Yeah, it's not that much. It's basically
it's not even a vote.
it's a calendar plus
It's just I'm gonna sit here for 4 hours straight and red box this stupid thing. Right, that's the actual cost. You're front loading all of the work. for 1 day.
So exact cost would be calendar plus ascension plus like 9 rerolls with your, episode pass, conquest pass plus.
See,
That's the exact cost.
I'm with you, Dust Cannon. Doing all of Conquest in 1 day sounds awful, even if I had infinite money. Yeah, yeah, right there with you.
Yeah, there's a reason why I don't do that shit.
That's why you pay somebody to do it for you.
Wouldn't be me.
Even like the first 2 days of like the Sector 4 Mad Dash, I dislike greatly.
And the best part is
The first 2 days of Conquest are the worst 2 days of Conquest.
I hate it so
here's
much.
the part that amuses me. This actually amuses me because I did like a cost analysis on like how many like Mark II is the biggest bottleneck you're going to have for Datacron materials.
Mhm.
So when a new spawn set comes out, if you go to Sector 3, not Sector 4, you actually don't have the Mark II bottleneck. So by going straight to Sector 4, you actually have a higher bottleneck, and you have to push further. So I just go to Sector 3 now, and it's been super smooth. I know the conventional thinking is to go to 4, but I personally just go to 3 when a new tech comes out, and it's just super smooth.
I feel like I need help on this. So what is the general strategy for farming Datacrons? It's Dagger, you're saying go straight to 3, which I go straight to 4. And then how many refreshes do you spend on getting actual Datacrons? How many do you spend on getting each of the materials?
Honestly, it's kind of just to farm what you need kind of game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I would say the best advice that I can give regarding Conquest is be prepared to do the 100s every day.
I do that, yeah.
Yeah, and then just farm mostly what you need. It will eventually snowball over the series of sets.
Yeah, but he's asking just as a standard protocol. So yeah, like assuming that you have pre-banked your about 300 energy, you're able to get most of the way to the end of Sector 2 on day 1, going through the hundreds, right? Your goal by the end of the second day, if you're pushing, maybe third day, would be Sector 4. Then you're spending kind of the rest of that first week of Conquest. By the way, as you're clearing the sectors, you are trying to be careful about doing as many feats as you can. You want to be efficient about that so you can spend as much time on the desired treasure nodes as possible. But once you get to Sector 4 within day 2 or day 3, then you're kind of bouncing back, in my opinion. I know Dagger might have some opinions about Sector 2 or 3, but I'm generally bouncing between 1 and 4. Farming up Datacrons in 4. Dagger's described it in the past very well. You're kind of being picky along the way. You decide where your thresholds are for that, but if I don't like the stats, like if the stats are misaligned, if I have offense on level 1 and defense on level 2, unless it intuitively makes sense somewhere, I'll just sell it before I even go to level 3. Most of the time I'll find stat pairings that I can work with, and then I'll go up to 3. Is this a good 3 or a junker 3? If it's junk, I'm probably going to get rid of it and just go after more crons. Because just like I was saying before, the strategy about not really wanting to spend money on Datacrons, that means you just have to be re-rolling fewer Datacrons, which implies you're being pickier up front about who you're taking to higher levels, right? So be picky 1, 2, then you get to 3, then maybe you're picky about which ones you go up to 4 and 5, and then you stop at 6, and then if you take it up to 6, you're probably taking it all the way. Sorry, go ahead, Dagger. And yeah, Link, let me move you into voice.
Oh yeah. So basically the way I look at it is this. Your goal for a new set is to lock into week 1 with the level 9s that you want.
Mm-hmm.
You don't really need that many Datacrons. You want a total of 40 to 45 between both sets, which generally means you want somewhere between 14 or 15 to 19 or 20 of the new Cron at level 3 or higher, which isn't actually all that difficult. But the way I do
level
it is,
3 is easy.
Yeah, but here's the thing. The reason why I bring up Sector 3 is because you get up to 20 Mark II, whereas Sector 4 is 15 Mark II. So you not only do you alleviate the Mark II bottleneck, you get more of it. But the way I do it is I take a Datacron to 3, and if I let's just say, so what I'll do is I'll take 10 Crons to level 3. We'll just pretend 5 are light side, 5 are dark side. for this particular mental exercise. I will then take the best level 3s to level 6. If they hit the right faction of the level 9 I'm fishing for, I will take them to 9. Right? I don't even care about the stats. You can re-roll those later. If the 7 and 8 hit, like this is week 1 we're talking about. This is week 1 going into 3.
Mm-hmm. Week 1 of a new set.
Yeah,
so like preparing for 3 versus 3 timing.
Yeah, I care a lot less about the stats than I do having the right mechanics. So I will make sure that I have the level 9s with the right mechanics, and then hopefully the Datacron stats are good enough. That's something I'll usually work on week 2 of Conquest or the second Conquest period. But I generally don't care too much about the level 3s and 6s until I have the right level 9, because I can't re-roll the level 9 before the TWs happen.
All right.
So I care more about the level 9 and then re-roll the rest of it. So what I do is, as soon as a new set comes out, I start paying the shard shop currency for the re-roll materials. So by the time Conquest starts, I have like 1,000 of each re-roll.
Yeah.
So that's how I personally do it. But like I said, I collect 10 to 12, sometimes 15 Datacrons, and I leave them all undone. And then I'll level them up as I need to not go over on data cache, right? That's how I'll level them up, is I'll take them to 3 to the cache with them.
Yeah,
anyway,
makes sense.
Yeah, but what I do is I make sure that I try to hit the level 9s I want, and then just kind of treat everything else like disposable. I don't dismantle anything until the second Conquest, when I start making stat crons and like removing crons that already have a handful of rerolls and like mismatched stats with mechanics I don't plan on using.
All right, gotcha.
That's how I do it personally. So when a new set comes out, I race to Sector 3 and I sit there for like 3 days until the Datacrons dismantle. After the Datacrons dismantle, I make my way to Sector 4.
Gotcha.
Because I don't actually need Mark 3s if I'm just leveling shit up to like level 3 and 6.
Yeah. Oh wait, I guess I'm thinking, yeah, so you dismantle after TW manually, I assume?
Yeah, after you lock into the last TW, I dismantle manually, and one of the first things I do to... Focused Datacrons are really nice, because they let you just dump
they're amazing.
Data cache.
Yep.
So you don't cap, because you get because you're leveling them up anyways. You guarantee stats, etc.
I'm super positive on focused Datacrons for a number of reasons, except for, a couple of specific ones for them being broken, but...
But Tass's thing works too. Tass's like strategy works too. My thing is I care about how can I be the... I don't know what the actual word is, but is efficacious a real word?
I think so.
I care about the efficacy almost more than the efficiency.
Sure.
Right? I care about the end. I'm trying to get to the end phase in a proper time frame. If I have to be a little inefficient to do that, I would rather have all the Datacrons I need than have to go back to Sector 1 or 2 or 3 to farm Mark 1s. Because I frequently, when I'm building crons, I run out of Mark 1. Especially with the new focused Datacrons, I'll run out of Mark 1 pretty early.
Depressed Wampa says, before I redeem Hydrate, do you have a beverage task? I do have water here, but I mean, for the right amount of biddies or super chat, I'm pretty sure I could end up door dashing some alcohol here on short notice. Yes, that can be done.
Is that a request?
It's not a request yet.
But yeah, that's kind of how
the
I
stream
look for it.
decides.
But that's how I view Datacrons week 1, is you can't really afford to be efficient if you're trying to have Datacrons for week 1, because you're voluntarily not being efficient. Because you're trying to expedite. Yeah, you're trying to expedite having them.
Yeah, I think I got a couple of things to take away from that.
Good.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm necessarily doing things super wrong, but I could be doing things a little better.
What's the right about this? Come on.
Yeah, the man.
All right, it needs to be. Look, I'm not drinking like Mad Dog for you people. All right.
You will be. Like you said, right about.
Not
Come
doing
on.
that.
Hold on.
Only one donation, huh?
I have his address for DoorDashing. If you guys give me $100, I will DoorDash him some Red Dog, and he will drink it.
No,
That's-
why do you want?
Come on.
Why do you want to see me make terrible faces drinking terrible alcohol? You guys
just
want me to
made-
have the
Yes.
vodka in the morning? Is that what
No,
you
you
really
just
want?
said it.
Your statement was for the right amount. It can be done. So, what's the right amount? Is my
I
question.
see. Okay, the right amount to have me drink Mad Dog. It's not just 100. We'll say 2. 2 will be worth the inconvenience. 2. I will sell some amount of lifetime in the future, being miserable from the hangover for 200. Or you can just
There's
donate
no
whatever
meds
you're
when you need
comfortable
'em.
with, and we'll spend that money on just quality alcohol. We could do that. But there is a... Oh, Task, could I pay you an absurd amount of money to drink something horrible? Yes, there is. I'm not too dignified to do that. Yes.
Where's Nomads when you actually need it?
That's
a
right.
good
That's
question.
right. Yes, to finance the dreams. You guys could have me drinking Steel Reserve for 500. How's that grab you?
Dude, you could have me drinking Steel Reserve for 50.
Yeah, but that's because your tongue doesn't work. I've heard the things you eat. The things that you like eating. Only some of them are good.
Your wife isn't good?
So
I don't know
that's
how
it
to
coming.
respond to that. That's all I got.
Yeah.
How much to drink straight Everclear?
No. To be fair, I
Tassenix
would
says,
say-
as somebody who went to college in Michigan, Red Dog is meaner than Mad Dog. I mean,
Yeah.
there's
Exactly.
all things of price.
All joking aside, if it wasn't such a blatant no you, I would have no you past it because he's told me some of the shit he eats. So it's all just preference at a certain.
Mm-hmm.
For a guy who swears by Michigan or Detroit style pizza, I don't know what to tell him.
I mean, I very much love Detroit style pizza. I'm a pizza fan of a lot of types of pizza, but yes, Detroit style has a very warm spot in my heart.
So I don't want to avoid going too far down this rabbit hole, but can we all admit that like Chicago style pizza is basically lasagna?
Listen, we've done the great pizza
Yes.
debate here, and first of all, if you think Chicago style pizza is lasagna, you're not eating good lasagna.
was making
Your
more of a
lasagna is
comment.
lacking structure.
I was making more of a comment about the structure of the pizza. You got just like
I think so am I. Yeah.
I'm
I think-
like,
Also, by the way, just test. Thank you for the recommendation for the lasagna. That was nice.
Oh, your
It
wife
tastes great.
made that?
Yes,
How did you like
that was very nice.
Guys,
Yes,
if
that
you
was very
haven't-
great.
If you haven't tried this, my favorite lasagna is, I'll type it in chat here. Google that. There is a recipe from a site called Vincenzo's Plate that I have personally used that I like. But that's the name of this lasagna. And what's really unique about it, what makes it stand out versus anything else, is the fact that it doesn't use the lasagna noodles in it. It uses crepes instead for all of the layers. So it's very
Wow, that's
delicate.
wild.
It's zero carb, if that's your thing. Obviously very high protein, but it has just this fantastic texture because you have all that many more very thin little layers with these crepes, and it's just you feel it when you push the fork through it, when you take that first bite and your teeth pass through it. Just fantastic bite. The sauce is flavorful in general, but he had to make a couple substitutions. Let's hear how you liked it, though, Shake. Tell us all about it.
It was very nice, by the way. Thank you for that. That ended up being a really great idea. Did have to work a bit hard to convince,
Did your family like it too?
Yes, no, I had to work a bit harder than I thought I would to convince her to make it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But did she
Because a lot of
agree in
things
the
were
end?
not here.
It was worth the effort in the
Yeah,
end,
it
she
was-
said.
Yeah, it was worth it. It was very nice. At least I liked it. So that was also. I did not see the name in the chat, by the way, just so you know. So
Oh,
I
you
think that
didn't-
was YouTube only.
Oh, crap. No, it says I'm on both
Yeah.
sides.
Yeah, it didn't show up here.
Wow,
well,
that's
it's
whack.
not here, so I don't know what to tell
Hold
you.
on.
Yeah,
There we go.
it's it.
Vincenzo's Plate recipe. Yeah, that's the one I recommend. Okay, I think I'm pretty much done. They want us to... Do I have any other missions to do? Because then we still got to do some conquest, right?
Oh man, one of these days, if you want to talk about like casseroles or lasagnas, I will.
Mm-hmm. We can talk about it right now.
I will make
Right,
no, I will
like
make it a
right
point
the fuck now.
to get my girlfriend in front of the computer and have her talk to you about it.
Yeah.
He has lots of strong opinions about that shit.
I'd love to hear what
Are
the
they good opinions?
Irish woman has to say about lasagna. I'd like to hear the take, and I don't mean that with any sarcasm. I'd like to hear that.
Eat it. Eat that with full sarcasm. It was meant.
No. I'd
No,
be
I don't think
interested
I
to
don't
hear.
know it. No, she has very strong opinions on how sauces and noodles go. But yeah, I don't know.
All
He's
right.
at work right now, so I really don't want to.
Chaptastic says Detroit is delicious, but sometimes a little too heavy. That crispy cheese on the outside, yeah, and the crispy edges. And yes, it can be a little heavy. I mean, it depends on what you're expecting from your pizza experience. I think if you're the type of person where you go out and have a normal round slice and you're going to have for dinner like 2 or 3 slices, you're probably going to be sated with 1, maybe 1.5 of Detroit style. It is a bit more bready, but if it's done right, like it doesn't ever feel like you're eating bread. The balance of things is really good. All right, let's see. What do I have to do here? Who's the first to die?
To answer your question, Dust Cannon, my girlfriend has made 23 individually named pastas or noodles in my house.
Nice.
From scratch. And she's made over 50 different sauces. So
Pretty
I don't
dope.
know enough about these topics to be able to regurgitate what she says with any kind of accuracy. That's why I said it'd be really interesting to hear what Tass would say to her about some of these things, because he seems to know a lot more than I do.
I mean, I'm just a dedicated fatty when it comes to a pizza and Italian food.
I don't eat a lot of Italian food. I am also not a huge fan of pizza.
Both teams tried hard. Yeah, I should have done Lord Vader there. That was an error on my part.
Yeah, finally we see that spilling.
Oh,
When I do eat pizza, I do prefer New York style pizza or brick oven pizza.
nice.
But I don't eat a whole lot of pizza.
I want to say New Bad Batch can knock this out, right? Let's give it a go.
Kids eat half on a pizza. They have lots of hot takes that are really bad.
Who on a pizza? What?
New York style pizza is Italian food. I think
No.
that there's. I think that there's enough variety in.
He said isn't. He said isn't.
He said it is Italian food. I think it's Italian American
isn't.
food.
Not.
No, he
It's
says
not
it is.
Italian.
It's not.
Oh, he
It's
corrected
not
himself
Italian.
later. He said, okay. He says it isn't Italian. Yeah, I would support that. I would support that position.
Again, yeah, I would have asked her to be on because she might have had a conversation, probably off stream. I don't think she talked on stream.
All right, that's her
But
loss, man.
She's currently at work, where she works for
Loser.
a catering company, making food from scratch.
Nice. Finally, a Swugger-related question from Ions over on YouTube. Tass, do you think Aiden is completely useless nowadays? Well, that strongly depends on where you are in the game. In Kyber 1, certainly probably top, 200, something like that. I would expect to see fairly little use. Yeah. Useless feels like a strong term because I remember it was only a couple seasons ago where I managed to get down a slacker just to a solo slacker, and I was running low on options about how to clear him, and I'll be damned if I didn't get it done with Aiden and, some assemblage of the regular Imperial troopers. occasionally useful
Yeah,
when there's a Datacron favoring Imperial troopers. She's often meta when there is a Datacron. Empire, Imperial troopers, whatever, you know. She can be made to be meta, but yes, towards the top of the game, she's not really much a factor. Sorry, you were gonna say there?
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, on defense, no viability. On offense, she preys on people who put bad datacrons or bad mods on teams that probably shouldn't be on defense. So basically, if your opponent sets teams that shouldn't be on defense, she might be able to beat some of them. Like, she beat some of the bad Maul teams. Like, I fought a non-GAR ISC Maul team a couple seasons ago, and she was able to mop that. Basically, she beats things that shouldn't be on defense when she doesn't have a crown. So her viability is definitely limited. And to answer Chapstick's question, marry tacos, fuck pasta, kill pizza.
Marry, fuck, kill.
Really quick, I gotta take off, but I
in that
appreciate the
order, marry,
conversation,
fuck,
guys.
kill. As alleged. Pizza, pasta, tacos. Right there. Sorry, you were gonna say?
Oh, I gotta take off, but I appreciate it.
Hey, appreciate you
Have a
dropping
nice
in,
night.
man. Thanks for joining us.
Have a good day.
Yeah, that one was super easy for me.
Yeah, as written, I'll take it.
Yeah.
By the way, folks, if some of you are new to the stream,
Not neither, hopefully. None of them. Eat all 2 of them, and tacos can go to hell.
To be clear, I mean like actual tacos, not Taco Bell tacos.
Sorry, that's all in Canada in my country, so I don't know what to tell you.
I wonder why
Yeah,
that doesn't
well,
cover-
I'm just saying for the people in the chat, when I say tacos, I'm not talking about the ones you get from going to like Taco Bell.
Fair.
Yeah, fair.
This one. I wonder
Also
why
had
I
a
wasn't-
thing. Can I say something?
The same way I would say if we were talking about pizza, we wouldn't be talking about Domino's or Pizza Hut.
Yeah, if you're
Right.
not already on
Yeah,
my
it-
Discord community, though, jump in if you're new to the stream, new to the chat. How you'll keep up with me between
Yes,
streams.
the plugin is happening
No. Just
In the
wanted
middle
to
of TV.
get that in, because...
in the middle of TV that he is losing.
Yeah, he's losing in Conquest, losing in TB. Like what?
Losing in Conquest. Could there be a greater indignity?
I've watched you do it.
Yes.
Like...
I can't confirm
Happens
that.
every time.
There's
It's-
evidence on your on plotting and scheming of you doing Conquest in the background, losing ball during.
Falsity. I will never admit.
Yeah, he's not gonna admit shit, buddy.
Can't be me. Can't be me.
It was fun
We were all
watching
here for
those
it.
Naboo runs.
Yeah,
Like K-Bag.
Yeah.
good times. Let's see. Up.
Also, welcome.
Also, for the record,
Shit.
one of the reasons Tass is doing this is plotting and scheming got rescheduled.
Yes.
He had a bug up his ass about making content today, so here we are.
Yeah, I had the Twitch in me. We were supposed to schedule, but there was a miscommunication, and we'll be doing it later. And I had the bug in me to do something, so here we are. That is why we have an impromptu stream. Probably was going to do like a coffee and chill tomorrow, but I guess I'm doing it tonight.
Why would you do that on NFL Kickoff Sunday?
What day is tomorrow?
College football.
Okay, is that NFL kickoff Sunday?
No, but it's college football kickoff.
Okay.
Who cares about
Why would
that?
you do anything on the weekends during football season? That's your excuse to like not have to.
Because 90% of the world isn't America.
Honestly, Jack Dinels, that is probably the pizza I enjoy the most. Is the non-traditional one. So, for example, there's a place next to me. It's Sarpino's. It's like in between like gourmet and fast food. It's probably closer to fast food pizza than gourmet pizza. And they have a cheeseburger pizza and a taco pizza, which are both excellent, to me at least.
Mm.
So they also have a Memphis barbecue chicken pizza, which is pretty good. So for me personally, if I'm going to eat pizza, it's probably going to be something more off the beaten path. 'Cause I don't particularly like pepperoni sausage on like, yeah, you get what I'm saying. Like, traditional
Heresy.
pizza doesn't-
Burn him.
Hold on. How does a hamburger pizza work? Like, what is it? Is it
Oh,
just
it's
meat on a fucking
disgusting.
pizza stick?
Oh, is it gross?
It depends on
Yeah.
it depends on where it's made.
I suppose.
Yeah, but what is it? Like, is it literally just meat patty plus pickles and a bun on the pizza bread?
No,
Like,
it's
what
ground.
is it?
imagine pizza bread that's like more of a bun, a little bit thinner, but it's like more of a not traditional pizza dough. And then it also has ground beef and American cheese with like some chopped up bacon and onions on it.
I
Probably more
guess.
cheese, but my point is, if I'm going to eat pizza, it's not going to be pepperoni sausage type shit.
Heresy, mind this bitch.
All right, like, that's cool.
Let me answer Jack
No,
Daniels here.
specifically for the
So
hamburger thing.
Non-traditional
the rest is nice.
pizzas. Taco pizza sounds gross. Tacos I like. Taco bowls I don't like. Taco this, taco that I don't like. I like tacos. Reuben pizza sounds delicious. I would try it. I don't think I have. Chicken Alfredo is one of those where it's a case-by-case basis. It depends on, like, you know, there are people that will just throw anything together with a cream sauce and call it Alfredo, and it's vile. It's vile how people besmirch the good name of Alfredo. So I can't give it carte blanche, but I do like a well done Alfredo pizza. It can
I
be
guess
done.
the better way for me to phrase it would be, because I'm not a huge fan of regular pizza, I'd be more inclined to try a specialty pizza. That's
That's
how I
nice,
would
yeah.
phrase it.
Rock Gunner
The
asks,
thoughts
what...
and the clips of these.
Okay. All right, Rock Gunner asks, what are your thoughts on the Balin team, especially below Kyber 1? I'm not really going to be able to say too much on that, so hopefully a couple other folks here in the chat can chime in. But I'm at 4.5 million and looking to grab him because it's basically 2 teams for the price of 1. I mean, really...
Is he fully accelerated?
It's one team. Like, I don't know why.
Yeah, it's one team, I really think.
No, it's not GM included, because you have to build GM and Morgan.
Oh,
what he's
okay,
saying.
okay.
Oh, is that what you mean?
I see the...
Yeah, and then you get the Imperial Remnant.
You have to build Great Mother and Knight, you know.
Yep, yeah, he just clarified in chat. Yep, same thing.
Imperial Remnant, great. Great Mother's great. Balin, good.
Yeah. I don't know if I would get it at 4.5 million, though. Like, there's plenty of other stuff you probably should get before that.
I feel like I would get Balin after I had 3 or 4 teams.
Yeah.
He feels about that
I mean,
power.
So, but to the spirit of his question, how good is it in the below Kyber 1 world? What do you guys think on that?
Really great.
I think it's
Because
really good.
GML won't be an option for most people, you know, that are lower down the layer.
Probably worse than most of Kyber 1, but still good.
Yeah. Yeah, if you're already having the requirements or whatever, Rock Gunner, then it seems like a foregone conclusion that you would get it. But the way that I prefer to answer these questions is as opposed to what? What was the next closest goal that you were working on? Like when you're talking about who's more effective, it's I don't know, like what are we comparing it to make it a meaningful conversation? Because on paper, most teams can be said to be good. Yeah.
Also, to be clear, I think R7 Balin isn't very good, and I don't imagine it's like
It really isn't.
even outside of Kyber 1.
Okay.
I have a few friends that have I have 4 friends that started playing this game a few years ago. 2 of them have Balin, and they have him in R7, and they don't really use him for anything meaningful. And they're in like high Erodium, low Kyber. So, in that aspect, I would say probably not worth getting if you're getting them for Balin. However, Great Mothers is amazing, and the Imperial Remnant trio gets you R9s and pays you back. So those characters are worth getting for sure.
Okay. Yeah,
Or no,
Ions in the
I-
chat says Great Mothers is 100% worth it, even without farming Peridia Pals, which is awesome for that resource event. It's a high value. You can throw in Zombie and Spirit and still do a ton, and you'll still have Talz and Marin Assad for Jabba. Yes, in terms of having that value play for having more capable teams for Grand Arena, like if it's get this or nothing, then, man, yes. I mean, and also, not to disparage Great Mothers, it's one of the top teams in the game. So yeah, other options that Rock Gunner could be going for would be like BKM. He has Beck and Bam at Relic 5, or accelerating for Profundity and JML. I'll have Java and Leia done before Balin. Yeah.
I would say Profundity.
BKM first then.
BKM
Yeah,
over
Profundity or
Balin.
BKM. Yes, definitely.
Yeah, tell us why you think that.
For starters, the bigger benefit for BKM, not even GSC related, it's gonna be the TB thing. Because, especially if you're looking like even remotely looking to move, it does open. It does help, that you can just say, yeah, I can do BKM mission. And BKM also is pretty much self-closed like Balin in that sense. And she works just fucking fine at Relic 7, whereas Balin at Relic 7 is just not good. Even in K2, K3.
To Fabi's point, the fleets are absolutely higher priority than most ground teams. If you don't have Profundity, it is far worse than missing other things. If you don't have Profundity, Leviathan, or Exec, I think those are three of the most important things to get. I don't know what order you're supposed to get them in, or if you're supposed to prioritize something else over them, but all three fleets are absolutely critical towards your end game progression.
Yeah, I think Fabi's saying like Profundity doesn't feel necessary, and again, it all depends on where you are in the game. I would generally.
If you don't have even a single geo ship, or then probably Profundity is a must, because having at least one will be helpful. But if you already have Executor at 4.5, a second you can delay it a bit more, over some of the other stuff, because you only have to do 3 GSC battles.
Yeah.
They're on fleet compared to 11 and the ground.
I think it's dumb to say that Prof isn't needed, because you could say Prof isn't needed, but then if you put it on defense, even if you could say Prof isn't needed for offense, but then if that's true, then you can put it on defense, and they still have to beat yours.
Yeah, I think Fabi's just saying it from the perspective of Profundity isn't needed to win matches in that neck of the woods. Probably just as a general statement. That's my interpretation.
I'm gonna say because.
Sorry, go ahead.
Because he says he has Executor. I'm guessing like if you have another good fleet like Galactic Republic, I don't think Profundity is needed right now. I think you can take that time to get like another ground team like Bo-Katan. She's amazing. You can get Great Mothers there, very worthy too.
Well, now that's interesting, guys, because I'd have to sit and think about it whether or not I'd recommend BKM over Balin or vice versa.
I would 100%. BKM way more.
BKM, you think is much more important?
Like TB,
she's nicer out of
that
GSC.
Planet. Like that's 50 Kairos of each. Like every.
Okay, so the TB benefit is real. That's fair, but you also need to have them at pretty substantial relic levels, right?
No.
I don't think Relic 7's that hard anymore.
Yeah. No, you need to have them at Relic 7 to unlock BKM to begin with.
Well, I'm just talking about that TB thing from Dagger's point of view about the
For the TB specifically, you need Relic 7 to unlock BKM, which is the requirement you need to do the mission. So BKM is the only one you need to take to R7.
Okay.
Which is where you're going to take her to begin with, at the very least. So,
Okay, Bobby says BKM over Balin because you can get into a better guild, I guess related to the TB requirements.
Yeah. The guild is like top priority.
That's fair. I wanted to comment something a little far up before we lose it. Dust Cannon asked, regarding Balin, R9 or bust, or is R8 sufficient? Bobby said, I use my Relic 7 Balin in low Kyber 1 every round. I'm guessing that's almost entirely on offense, because I'm sure when you heard Dagger say earlier that Relic 7 was a little on the low side, that's implying, for defensive viability. You don't want him to just get exploded.
Yeah.
So if you're using him almost entirely on offense, I'm sure Relic 7 is entirely sufficient. But as far as where I'm seeing, you want flexibility for defense, him in particular, I think, is the only one that would need to be Relic 9 for me to have a feeling of security. Would I hazard it at Relic 8? Especially if I had some stats coming from a Datacron? Absolutely. Go ahead, Dagger.
Oh, I was going to say, if you have it at R7, there's defensive liability because he's too easy to chew through. Saying it loses to JML is not like a real argument, because almost everything loses to JML.
He does lose to JML, but you know what? With the current Datacron, I will say it doesn't lose to bullshit JML. Like, you actually have to commit real Jedi, like Jedi Cal and or JKR. At least in 3s, that's what you had to do. Because in previous metas, using Hoda Shakti, that was a lock, but if you have anything go wrong, like I did it exactly once last season, if you have anything go wrong where you get an early dodge, where you're not able to put all that focus in the first few turns into killing Shin, you got a serious problem on your hands.
And again, R9 in your Balin is not about JML beating it, because JML doesn't matter. They're going to JML it.
Sure, for that purpose, yeah.
It's about what you're stopping from it. That's the important. So, like, you can argue JML to your blue in the face, Fabby. I don't care. It's not about JML beating it. It's about stopping Iden from beating it. It's about stopping Troopers from beating it. It's about locking out some of these other teams that have a shot against it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, Fabi says the reason I lost that one the other day with Photoshock was a misplay. He says, you just coined 4 times on Balin. Don't even think about Shin. He's saying, you just don't focus on Shin at all in threes. I mean, maybe that is the best way to do it. I may well have won. I don't think I had a particularly strong protection cron going into that, first of all. But yes, knowing what I know now, if I was going to do it again with Photoshock, I would probably attempt trying to just bully through Balin as opposed to getting juggled the way I did. And if you are wanting to go after Shin and have that surety, it does kind of require, I would say at least JKR, maybe not Jedi Cal. I take your point, guys. I absolutely probably could have played that better.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, when we're talking about this, it's not about one specific matchup. When I say that you want R9 for defense, you can just go look on Insight and see what beats Balin at R7, what beats it at R9, and you can enjoy the difference.
Fair. Did I finish everything? I still have it.
Yeah, so if you if you make it R9, you see steep declines in Jabba being able to beat it, in Gungans being able to beat it, in JML being able to beat it.
I was going to say that would actually have to make a difference for JML because it's all about how quickly you push through that life total.
Yeah, it takes Reva from like 50 to like 20%, so it's a no-go. It reduces Bad Batch by like 20%. Like, I'm just saying, like, it's one of these things where I'm not arguing that JML beats, because JML is going to beat like almost every version of Balin. It's about what's the cheap thing they don't get to use anymore.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And what I was saying, that even in lower leagues, I don't think R7 is that great on defense, because a lot of these teams like Gungans and New Bad Batch at R5,
you might hazard something against a less robust tank. Yeah, you might have the balls to try, whereas that Relic 8, Relic 9 looks properly forbidding. Yeah.
Correct. Yeah. That was my whole point, is I think R9 itself like locks out a lot of R5 to R7 counters, and I think that's the important part of the Balin team if you're going to set it on defense. However, it on offense is still like a hot knife through butter for like a ton of teams.
Yeah, I can see where you're coming from, Fabi. I definitely agree. Your Balin should be on the short list for promotion from R7 somewhere in the ranking.
Yeah.
Let me catch up to a couple other things. Rock Gunner says, related question to the R9 Balin discussion. When should I start applying Relic 8, Relic 9 to non-requirements / AB tunes? What is that? Assault Battle tunes. Wow, that's an interesting question.
Well, first off, treat Assault Battle tunes as requirements.
Yes, I'm sure that's why he grouped them together. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. I was just making sure we're on the same page.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, honestly, as soon as you're done with your requirements, you can start engaging in R8s, R9s you want to.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think JML is historically one of the bigger R9s you want to do for GL.
JML, and then nowadays it's also.
Well, I was going to say,
Executors get.
I think JML is like third or fourth now. I don't think R9 JML is as important. I was considering he's being carried more by Jedi Cal these days and Jedi Revan. So I think R9 JML is really good, but I wonder if she's behind Ahsoka and Leia these days.
I don't know,
most people are never going to get JML early / or even remotely.
For most of JML's matchups, you're probably right, but for the ones where you're actually needing that throughput from the protection, I don't know.
That's fair. I just think that JML himself is his job right now is beating B teams, and I don't feel like, and I feel like there are characters who benefit slightly more from. There are teams that benefit from their tank being R9 more than JML, because JML is an offense team. I don't know. I see everybody in the chat telling me I'm wrong, and I don't really care.
Jan is ready, right? Is the real option.
Yeah, like I think that he's probably like. See, the thing I'm trying to think of in my head is, would he be the first? If I had all 9 GLs unlocked, who would be my first R9? And I don't think it'd be JML.
No, Ahsoka. 100%.
I think I would do Leia first. I think I would do Leia before. All right, that's cool.
Yeah, I mean that's cool opinion, you know. But yeah, Leia or Ahsoka would be my first. Probably Ahsoka because she's kind of useless as is. So she needs to be survivable at the very least.
Leia's actually beating other GLs currently, so I view her art critical.
Yep. Leia needs to survive, especially in threes, because when you're already putting her out, like if she doesn't fucking survive, it's already game over.
Yeah,
Let's get that Lord Vader R9.
I would say my personal order would be something like Leia, Ahsoka, JML, Lord Vader probably 4th, Ahsoka 5th.
I don't know that I could bring myself to Relic 9 Ahsoka before JML. I mean, I see why you say it. It's a good choice, but I don't know.
I could see an argument between flipping her and Lord Vader at 3 and 4, but I don't really see.
Ahsoka needs the survivability. I know, but she gets a lot of help from that team, man, in a way that JML doesn't, I think.
I would say like the same reasons I have JML not first are the same reasons I have Ahsoka not first, because I would R9 Ezra before I R9 Ahsoka.
Yeah, I mean, this is assuming it's only specifically about GLs, because if it wasn't, I would probably just R9 straight up Piet first, just to make, because people in the shot are going to have to deal with executor mirrors for the longest time. Yeah. And being first on a mirror means life is much easier.
And
this is only specifically GL.
And to be clear, my friends who started a few years ago, none of them have an option. And they're still beating all the same teams you guys are beating with JML. They're still beating all the same teams at R8.
I mean, yeah, granted, guys, my point of view, I've been Kyber 1 since the system was created that way. So I don't have visibility on it. So I'll rely on the other folks here in voice with me, my patrons, Dagger, to advise on that, because to me, my gut would be to rate JML a little more highly, but listen to what these guys are saying, because they've got more.
I say, don't listen to me. Dagger is the only one amongst us, aside from Link, that is even remotely, connected with some of that ice or GB.
Yeah, and the only reason I say JML's lower is because he's not beating. And the moment he's beating GLs actively again, he's going to go back up to number 1. And also, I would not R9 people. I do agree.
Yeah, that's passe now. That's
true. You don't need it. I did it for time's sake. I just didn't want to deal with it.
Tamir is also actively worse at R9.
Now, Ions in the chat asked another question here about using Insight. So yeah, I never saw that before. He didn't know that you could specify relic levels in Insight. Yeah, that helps you refine your data, particularly for me, like closer up towards the top. Filtering by Relic 8 for anything that isn't a very hard counter is often useful. Really useful in seeing how likely I am to pull something off. But you say there's no way to enter ship star requirements for fleet insight, is there? I don't think so. I don't think there is.
No, it's by default 7 stars.
Do you see potential for a Sortikron in an Old Republic Zalbar? No, absolutely.
I missed
Isn't
one?
It just droid based? Yeah, you missed it. It's from a while ago.
I think the Sortikron is really good with Great Mothers for the crit avoidance against Ahsoka.
I see. Gavon's asked, yeah, do I see any potential for Sortikron in an Old Republic Zalbar team? You could force the issue, but the Old Republic Zalbar team is basically, now that I have placed this Omicron on Zalbar so that he's nasty in 3 vs 3, I can now use this Carthanasi 5 vs 5 team to take on the likes of Gas in 2025. If you need another solution to gas, there you go. But nothing I'm going to be worried about.
And you don't need the Kron to do it. But yeah, the Sortie Kron is actually pretty good with, like I said, it's one of the easiest ways to counter Great Mothers because you get crit avoidance, which means Ezra's not going to stun your, what's her nuts? Morgan. Now in 5, I don't know how reliable that will be with Hera also being preloaded. So I will probably try it first week at some point, just a stress test. But yeah, I don't really. It's probably fine on Afro, like Dust Cannon said. Jabba's interesting. Well, Fabby, I've won an arena, so I can tell you unequivocally you absolutely can win. It's just what is the stress test? Yeah. I have been fractured by Hera, but not stunned by Ezra, and still won in arena. And we will see how that works itself out in GAG. It could very easily just be a no-go. I'm just saying that currently I've had some success in arena.
Yeah, Ions, I'm glad you took your JML to Relic 9, especially if you were losing any match with him. Yeah. I think that's a good instinct. Does Omicron Zalbar seems nice on Rey in 5s? Yes, it really is.
It's really good against Leia.
Exactly so.
If people weren't just using Queen to like dumpster fuck your Leia for 65, yeah. Zalbar's really good there to keep pulling
puts a lot of pressure on Leia because Drogon has nowhere to hide. Stealth is forbidden.
Yes.
So
if your opponent's going to use Leia versus your Rey, then absolutely do that. Otherwise, again, I think this is a good time for everyone to spend an entire season learning how to use Rey on off.
Yeah, sorry we missed that question from you. Thank you guys for helping me catch that question that I was going to miss from Gavin. The Wookiees with the Vetcron, I'd say that's low priority to pick up. It's kind of a nice to have, especially going into 5s. I don't know that, unless you're at a much lower part of the game, I don't know that your 5 versus 5 board is going to bear having a veteran Chewie team. Maybe if you're feeling funky in like a Rey team and you're throwing that in with Vet Han and something, I don't know. Maybe.
I will say this: the Vet Chewie Crown is going to have a coming out party this season.
Yeah. You talked about it a long time ago. Please do share.
Yeah,
get them DW secrets out, man.
No, I can't share, but I will say that I've gotten Shake figured it out to a degree, the Kron. And I've had a couple people DM me asking me why, my guild has a certain Kron, and I've given the same response. I can't tell you, but I will tell you that it's really good, and you should get it.
Yes,
and then after week 1, when somebody fucks up and spoils it, we can all do it.
Yes, I'm waiting for that from one of your earlier members. But realistically, I would prefer, going week 1 thanks to Dagger or, Bjorn just helping a brother out. And,
Yeah.
But y'all seem fucking intent on not doing that, so fuck you. Yeah, you can always help me out.
Yeah, we were talking about the Vet Chewie Kron.
Dust Cannon says, I almost have 350% potency on my Bausch with the Kron. Makes Wampas scary if they don't have enough tenacity. The crit avoid and defense are also nice. Yeah, that sounds like some good tech there. After benefits from the stats for obvious reasons. I don't know if the droid level 3 does anything for BT1 or not. So I see you're talking about applying the Sortie Kron. Honestly, truly, there's some players that will set a cheesier board even at the top of the game, and you can't take them any less seriously for it. If I saw a Sortie lead team with a bunch of droids on it, including GG and something, it's not that I wouldn't beat it. It's that I'd have to make sure I saved something that wasn't horseshit. So I think if you actually went for that Sortie Kron, my guess is that the biggest value from it would be from actually making a droid team. The question is, are you setting that up top as a junker, or are you setting it bottom front as a choice where they're going to beat it, but what's it going to cost them? And do you have some idea of what that might be? And are you going to tax that with another team in the back?
Yeah, new Bad Batch is going to kick the shit out of it. So the question is, do you feel like that's going to be something that you can exploit? Yeah, it's a very badly kept secret.
Yeah, but they are still not technically admitted in public. So
people just don't look stuff up on YouTube.
not even YouTube. You can even look it up on their GG page, and they'll clue you in. But really, I just want him to admit so that I can say that Dagger is a nice.
Like, I'm not pulling a warrior here.
Yeah. I just wanted that hope he would admit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no.
But sadly, no dice.
Yeah, like Fabby said, it's one of two applications. Yeah, see, Fabby gets it. Go bug him.
Yeah,
He might tell you.
it was the fucking day I looked up on GG. I don't need to bug somebody the fuck else. I just want to bug you so that you maybe spill. But no.
Yeah, I'm really excited for this 5v5 season because I think it's gonna be the death of the board. This is the last hurrah for having a board that could hold, unless the next set has something roughly equivalent to to the Grey Crown.
Yeah, I'm hoping for a Drake Crown Pot 2, except for, I don't know, Leah. Where Drogon just gets a bonus turn every single time.
Yeah, like that's kind of what I'm thinking too, is like I am really just so annoyed by the fact that once this set rotates, like we're back to like how good is the question of how good is defense actually?
Yeah. Also, Pot 2 may be a Ahsoka Crown where Ezra takes a bonus turn after every single one of yours. That's why the fuck.
No, it'll be it'll be Pirate Crons where
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Maybe something for Honda.
No, it'll be something where every single pirate in the entire game has a whenever an opponent takes a turn, you take a bonus turn, and you just get the people
Yes.
who want to take bonus turns.
It will be something like that, I'm sure.
There's gonna be some there's gonna be how does Tess put it? At least one of the pirate crowd is gonna be goofs.
Gavons asks, I fought Hera Ezra Sabine last round with a 6 Kron and it was good. I don't know what that means. I took Ray and almost lost. Any thoughts? Hera Ezra Sabine. I mean, I'd have to see the footage, but I would expect Ray to generally do well there.
What's the 6 Kron?
I don't know what he means.
I guess it's 40. Because he was the one who asked about the Sortie Kron, so my guess would be an auto.
Maybe.
Possible.
Maybe. Asake Geo says, do you think a comp with Sortie, with BB-8, and somehow like IG-86 and high crit damage value could potentially throw people off? I think that the BB-8 is a shoo-in if you're going to set in a Sortie team, but I think IG-86 has no place in the modern game. Throwing in a random SM-33 will do so much better than an IG-86 because that special is nice, but it's so wild that it can call anybody to assist with that extra crit damage, and it's not always great who it calls. So no, IG-86 is out for just about any use.
Yeah, if you're setting droids, you're setting like GG as one of them probably. Depending on how developed your roster is, Lobot is probably a shoe-in as well. Because of his turn meter shenanigans with BB-8.
Oh, Gavon's, when he was saying 6 Kron, it was Kix Kron is what he meant. He fought an Ezra Sabine with a Kix Kron. I don't think I've seen that, but I don't know. I would attempt Ray Swallow Cal and likely a high defense Kron, light side bulk level 3, and just, try to carefully manage the health pools so you don't risk losing bends, stuff like that. I would expect to do well.
Yeah, T3 is probably solid. The problem with all the sortie teams in general is I feel like every time they come up with like a clever comp, the wrong person gets the guard, gets the stealth.
T3 with the unique Zeta feels necessary to you, says Dusk. I think that you have some real incentive to consider T3, especially if you're rocking the Sortie Kron, because there is a call out to make T3 do T3 stuff even better. That character it has some really underappreciated uniques for droids.
The other thing is, too, make sure your BB-8's not the weakest. Because every time I fight a sortie team, their BB-8's the weakest. And then he taunts.
Yes, so that means he gets VIP, but then he uses taunt and brings himself right out, thus defeating a lot of the benefit of VIP. That is something that you can go and play test in Squad Arena, guys. Unless the characters that you're comparing against have uniques that kick in a whole bunch of added survivability or something, like only in Grand Arena where you wouldn't be able to test it in Squad Arena, you can generally test for all that stuff to make sure that Sorty's giving VIP to the right person.
If I were to set a Sorty team, it would be something like Sorty, BB-8, T3, GG, and Lobot.
GG and who? Who was that last one? Lobot. Yeah. Okay, I could see that.
Intermeter?
Yeah, I can see it.
I think that's what I would do if I were to set it. I don't think I'm going to be setting it, at least.
Gavon says, I lost Cal in that Ray attempt. Ezra just tanked a lot of Whirlwind. It sounds like he would, man. You'd have to see how much offense was on your Ray. I'm sure you've given some thoughts to what you might improve, either the Kron or the characters, but if you lost Cal, I don't know how strong your Cal is. Hopefully lots of health. I partially transitioned him over into defense sets. Obviously, health primary is still the law of the land, but long-term plan is for him to be in full defense sets.
Yeah, I'd have to double check, but I think mine is in defense.
Yeah, Dust Cannon. Kixkron has 60% health, to be fair. Yeah, so he would be doing well, tanking Whirlwinds. I can absolutely believe that, man.
Yeah, I have mine in full defense, 110k health, 75% armor. So nothing fancy. He's just in like 6. I haven't put any real effort into tuning his mods. I'm in the process of farming defense mods here and there.
Yeah, Vonrad in the chat says, do you think New Mace is going to have any place in the meta once these Vanguard Datacrons dust? Yeah, we had a similar question about this earlier, about how I might use him. And the thing that you got to remember is he's got a couple really neat effects. He's got Doubt baked into him. He's got AoE buff immunity on his team, I want to say. And also, crucially, is permakill. He's one of the few teams with permakill. So in a world where you are thinking about how you're applying your bounty hunters, your Treya, your Balin, all of these having permakill effects, yeah, having +1 with JMM is something to keep in mind. So I'd say if you're asking how to flexibly apply X team once the Datacron set expires, I'm guilty of the same thing, but I know what I'm hearing when I hear people say that. It means you're not familiar enough with the kit yet. You don't know where you're going to apply it based on the leadership involved, what the specific advantages are, and I'm guilty of the same thing. I'm painfully being reminded of the kit of JMM. So
I also
spend more time looking at leads and the uniques, at least with the leader, to get a sense on that. Go ahead, Dagger.
I also think we're going to find out a little bit more of what he beats this season, because I do think that, similar to how like week 3 of last 3v3 was like, if you put JMK Ezra on defense, like, depending on where you're at, your opponent probably had an answer. Now, after a full season of 5s and another couple TW cycles, we're all painfully aware that the defense into offense level 6 isn't deterministic, and that the DI isn't deterministic, and that the counters to JMM are mechanical and don't care. The only thing is, can you play fast enough to play through whatever variations they are for timeout? So I think that there's going to be some people using JMM, using the new Mace, JMM, on offense. So I think we're going to get an idea of what they're beating this. Just because I think that their reign on defense is... Now, don't get me wrong, I'll still probably place him week 1, just because I don't have anything I want to do with him.
Sure.
But, yeah, I think his time on defense... I don't think he'll be rewarded for placing him on defense. I think he'll just be another.
Well, again, it's always as opposed to what? Because you're thinking about, oh, maybe I'd like to rotate him to offense because, I'm bored. It feels stale to keep him on defense. People will see it coming. Okay, fine. And now you've got yourself +1 permakill team for offense. What does that mean that you're setting down in its stead? If you're thinking... Sorry?
No, what I'm saying specifically is that he's not a bottom front team anymore. And there's only so much value you're extracting for top front.
Sure. Well, I'm posing the question generally, like, if you're going to lift this team off defense and put something down, and then this is back also to Gavon's and to the chat, it's like, what would you be setting in instead? Because, for example, you're like, aha, now I've pulled JMM off defense, and I feel like I need to set one more decent team. Oh, maybe one with a permakill as well on defense. I'll set Gas. Gas doesn't really feel like a good trade. And I'm not saying anybody's suggesting that. I'm just saying when you're sitting and considering, I feel like it's kind of stale. That's fine, but it's still got to be a decent challenge that you're setting down, because something solved still has to have that answer applied to it. So if you were able to force a drop or a draw elsewhere, suddenly somebody's saying, JML just runs over JMM. Well, fine, but their JML just got chewed up on Balin, and they used it successfully against Balin, whatever, but you only got one JML, right? So it's always about the strategic placement or what the replacement is for a given team.
Yeah,
go ahead.
And the moment that Malgus starts beating Gas, we can have that conversation. But I honestly believe that Gas is probably better than...
I wish Gas were doing better these days on defense. I miss using him that way.
Yeah, but I'm saying that I think Gas and JMM are like on par.
Mm-hmm.
I think we've gotten to the point where people know how to do the fight, and there's not really anything you can do to stop Malgus. Like, oh no, my BSF gets like turned off for like 2 turns. The last time I fought the defense into offense, JMM, I had their Temple Guard dead before the captive expired.
Yeah, I can believe that.
Like, and I'm not saying that the team's bad. I'm just saying that there are so many teams with so much CC that team just doesn't take meaningful turns.
Fair.
And I understand that like you only have one Gungans and you only have one Malgus and you only have one JML. But you only have one of a lot of things that beat it.
Also fair, yeah. That's the way to think about it, though, is, what's the next thing that you'd be putting down in its stead? Do you have, if that team, like Gas, for example, isn't necessarily one of the toughest teams meta-wise, are you satisfied with what it would draw from your opponent instead?
I honestly think Gas is better now that people are setting Starkiller with Seer. Because that was one of the really cheap things people do to beat it. I say cheap in air quotes. But when you were doing EPSK Starkiller versus Gas and 5s, that felt super slick. And now that Starkiller is almost exclusively with Seer, I feel like that's one more thing off their puzzle. Or off their board for you. I feel like Seer's not really on offense a ton. Because Queen is on Ray duty.
Yeah, you're welcome, Von Rad. I appreciate the discussion. Definitely still learning the whole team's inner workings. Yeah, I mean, start from the leader. Start from the leader. I mean, obviously, all these new kits are very complicated. So learning the full kit is the work of weeks and months. But as far as thinking in terms of, high level, what to set on defense, where do I want to keep it for offense, for what purpose, start with the leadership, work your way in.
Yeah, until Jocasta gets reworked like she was supposed to, I just feel like that team is not great in GAC because the character that has the 3 GAC Omis, doesn't add anything really to the team. They said when they released her kit initially that they would be changing her kit or editing her kit when Mace came out, and they never did. So I don't know if they just decided not to, but that's one of the reasons why the kit feels pretty mid. Why the team also feels a little like it's missing something. Because she feels just so lost on that team. Yeah, and the fact that when she takes her bonus turn, because she'll have doubt, that doubt will expire and turn into fear, and she just skips her bonus turn when she dies. Yeah,
it does feel pretty crappy that there are... It feels like using something like Malgus isn't expensive enough just to completely negate Jocasta's main gimmick, really. So I'm not the wildest fan of that, but it is what it is. They're not going to change that.
For what it's worth, if you do Emperor Palpatine with Bane and Thrawn, you can get 15 to 20 house scale ups per.
That's fine. I this is Sector 4, so I'm doing repetitions on the treasure node regardless. So,
That's fair, yeah.
But yeah. Dust Cannon says 15 more key cards till red crate. Man, you're an absolute monster.
Damn, you are just crushing it.
I want nothing to do with that.
Man, I am over here with the dum-dums with... Oh, actually, I lied. I have 4 digits.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I thought I've only been doing the 50s, so I thought I was way far behind.
See, this guy doesn't even know how to slack properly. Fucking dagger. Get out of here. If you're slacking, at least slack properly.
Can't even fail correctly. God damn it.
Yeah, Dusk. Yeah, JMM doesn't even get Jocasta in threes. Is fair. Yeah. But what else you guys got on your mind? Other questions? Don't be shy. Feel free to get them in. We're gonna keep this stream going pretty much as long as the conversation keeps rolling. I see nobody decided to go with the get me drunk option today. We'll have to do that at some other time.
Yeah, I never found where you can do direct donation. How they can give you.
I mean, you know, there's biddies, there's Twitch subs, there's super chats on YouTube. There's also PayPal, which is tassenix@gmail.com.
And
I will
there's
get a phone notification if I get a. I will get a little chime on my phone if I get a PayPal donation.
Nope. Ben Grogu, nothing was missed. Nothing was explained. There was a question. It was not answered. It wasn't actually there was a question and a satisfactory answer was not given.
Yeah.
Dagger is not being a helpful person
sauce.
by stating directly the answer to my question. But, you know, it's known, but he just feels...
Fuck Fabby, he's not in my guild and he knows.
I mean, I don't need to ask Fabby anything, especially for how to use Betchicrot. I want to ask you specifically, the guy that's in the VC with me, that's in video.
Information.
Yeah, I need to ask the guy that's in video. I don't need to ask Fabby. He's not in video.
Well,
Dagger is sweating the mention of the mere mention of the Betchuicon. That's right. Right.
Yeah, I need to ask the guy that's in video, you know, because that's bonus.
I'm also sweating because it's casually like 94 degrees outside and humid.
Yeah.
And
Shouldn't be that way.
It's seeping through the walls, Tass. I can feel the humidity through the fucking walls.
I don't like it.
Nope. Yeah. I will share after it's already hit history.
Yeah, I'm fine, thank you very much, but I need you to state that, you know, just to help a friend
You
out.
need me to state you need me to give a full breakdown of the cron, how it's used, and what it beats.
I mean, yeah, exactly. Right, that pretty much that. Just so I can never use it. Because, you know, I think we're facing you guys next, so I definitely need it, like right now.
How common, Rock Gunner asks, how common are these TW trade secrets, quote unquote, like whatever the Bet Chewy thing is? It's gonna be there's gonna be something like this in every Datacron set. There will be a few counters that end up getting developed. That at least early on, for the first set of wars, for the first 2 sets of wars, something like that, it'll be considered under wraps, or until it ends up getting publicly disclosed, because there are content creators that are not necessarily TW focused, but they'll put out a YouTube video about something new and exciting and unexpected that's maybe not necessarily in their bailiwick, but yeah, they'll throw out a video and it's like, well, you know, so-and-so spoiled it, so it's any man's game. But in any given new Datacron set, there will be, at the top of the game, maybe 1 to 3 counters that will be proprietary for a period of time. Dust Cannon,
No, it's not DW specific.
That's a really good question, because I know what I want the answer to be. Not what the
did I ask your question? Dust Cannon said, what do I think the next era will be? Do not say more pirates. Yeah, somebody asked this earlier. What do I think the next era will be? So an easy out would be to say something like the 10-year anniversary of The Force Awakens, because I know Dagger's mentioned that before. I want it to be more Andor stuff, personally. But as far as what it could be, I had no way of seeing the pirate era coming, so it could be anything. It really could just be anything. I have no reason. There's no breadcrumbs that have been left that lead me to believe any particular direction.
Yeah.
If you're asking what I'd like to see, I can answer that. But as far as what do I see as probable, Nothing. There's nothing I've seen that gives me any type of directional feeling
Well,
on
we
that.
have 2 big anniversaries coming up. One is SWTOR/KOTOR, and one is Force Awakens.
Mhm.
So I can't speak for certain which one it's going to be, but I think if you guessed one of those, it would be a reasonable guess.
Yeah, Andor would be amazing. Yeah, I mean, there's obviously some unfinished business character-wise that can be added, and definitely Luthen Ship. So, I know.
They generally wait. So we're gonna get Rogue One stuff like next year. Generally, we get stuff about 6 to 9 months, maybe a year after it comes out, because they need to develop the kits. Think about it this way: Andor comes out, and they start developing the kits. It takes 6 to 9 months to develop the kits, and then there's a couple months of testing, and then it gets released. So about a year after a show comes out, we can reliably expect to see content, unless it was like Bad Batch, where they got content beforehand, and were able to actually push out the kits in advance, because Disney told them you're going to be printing Bad Batch. The original Bad Batch.
Fair. Yeah, Gavon says in the Disney era, I would say pirates would be followed by princesses.
I can't wait for the Acolyte era.
No.
Just the amount of in the player base is going to be worth it. Like, I don't actually want it. I just want the from the player
The
base.
will be there, and justifiably so.
Yeah.
Will be among us.
And also just to piggyback on what Tass said about the trade secrets, especially because most of the top guilds, they only have 2 or 3 wars that matter. Like, I think Tass's guild has 1 war per cycle that matters, and it's against VDO. And I'm in VDO, we have 3 wars that matter. Well, 2 technically, Maul 1 and CU. And then we play Shake's guild, which is also like kind of 1.
Hey, come on now. We're not that bad, alright? Stop badmouthing us.
Alright. I'm only badmouthing you because you're here, just to be clear.
Yeah. I know.
And
You don't need to badmouth the rodeo.
That you know I can't.
Alright, come on, buddy. Share it. Share the secret.
We have 3 wars that we care about: AU, CH, and CU. So after that war, after this war against Shake, I don't know if they'll make it public or not, but I will say that I think the next big war we have won't even include that set. We'll have 3 months to our next big war, 2.5 months to our next big war. I don't know. So, yeah, so to Tass's point, generally you hold a counter under wraps until your big wars are done, and then you either let it fly or you don't.
Or you just don't bother. Like what?
Because sometimes the counter's not necessary. So, for example, there was a time back in the day where there was a counter that was something in T. People were like, "Why didn't you let us use it in GAC?" And then somebody used it in GAC, and it became available for GAC, and then nobody used it because there was a more efficient counter. Sometimes there are teams in TW that are better than in GAC because of Onyx.
And some counters are usually just not, like they don't work in both sides. For example, we have one where it's TW specific only. It just doesn't work in GSC because dummies.
Well, no, Dust Cannon. The problem actually is it doesn't matter how good something is, because whatever it unlocks will be good, and you'll have to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Acolytes, Dust Cannon. The problem is Acolyte shit would have to be overpowered since how batshit insane the witches, Osha and May and Amir are. I mean, they're just going to be another team in this game. They'll definitely push the envelope for power creep when they come. There's no reason for you to expect that a new team wouldn't kick ass, but they're not going to be especially powerful just because of any reason. They'll be all right.
A random 501st clone called Arc Trooper was on a meta team for like 7 months. They don't actually give a shit what your name is. It's do they fit what they can sell?
Yeah.
Arc Trooper was really nice of them. Like, it's a really beautiful story, and it fits with the theme.
Yeah. But yeah, if you remember when Gas came out, and they're like, "Who's the 5th?" They're like, "Arc Trooper." It's like, the fuck is an Arc? It's like, wait, it wasn't Rex an Arc Trooper? Well, yes, but this is just an unnamed Arc Trooper.
Yeah, this is generic, man.
But why
this
make
its
this
own
character?
story.
But why make this character? For money!
Yeah.
Because he's in the fucking fifth, the team, and it sure as hell can't be kicks.
The secret reason is money!
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so being an important character to Star Wars has nothing to do with how good. Because otherwise, OG Mace wouldn't have sucked so far.
He was such a great character for the 2 seconds that he was available.
Yeah, he actually is a great character. So I'm glad he has like Jedi Master Mace, who I think is like a little underwhelming, but like still really cool that he.
Yeah, he's pretty decent. You know, it's definitely not like a GL level or GL level beating team, but it's decent.
One thing I will say about the year of 2025 so far is that it doesn't actually feel like they're oppressing us with the power level of the team.
Yeah, Gavons was just saying in the chat that character power creep is less this year. It feels more alive in Datacrons.
Yes, I think that is absolutely true. Which is why I think that there'll be so much power baked into Hondo, especially when you look at Vane's power budget. I think the Hondo power budget is going to be really, like, mechanically. I don't know how good his stats will be, but I can already see that they're going to just make the profit mechanic really.
Believe it.
Yeah, they have to sell it.
Believe it.
It's the only way they'll sell it, especially to, fast.
Well, what I mean is I think he'll age really well because I think he'll be built around a mechanic that will age well. They're not going to make teams. They're not going to make teams that don't get buffs. They're not going to make teams that don't gain turn. They're not going to make teams that don't put down debuffs. Like all of these things are going just with the characters you already have, not even Hondo himself. Just the kits we currently have, take all of those things or utilize all of those things to be better. So I think it'll be a mechanics-based team, Left Cannon. So think like Jabba. Jabba's a mechanics-based team. Jabba will forever be reasonable because he's most of his power is in the mechanics of thermals. And they have lots of ways to dispel your tenacity. So mechanically, Jabba will almost always be relevant. Maybe not power level wise, mechanically. So think along those lines. When you're looking at JMK Cat or Leia Drogon, you're really talking about the budget being in the as opposed to like Drogon hits really hard and Cat is 80% of the team's power budget for JMK. So maybe not 80, but you get the point I'm trying. But I do think that that Hondo is going to be incredibly future-proof when it doesn't have a data grid.
Hopefully better than Ahsoka.
I think Ahsoka's underrated.
Yeah, she is, but hopefully still better than Ahsoka. I'm not saying she's shit. I'm just saying, I would like him to be better than Ahsoka.
I think the problem with Ahsoka is what Fatal. I know I've been using the word power, but it's Fatal. But I think the problem that Ahsoka runs into is that all of its power in GAC is in Ezra, which means in GAC, Ahsoka feels lackluster because there's no additional power budget in that team for GAC. Right? It has two TW armies on two different characters, which in TW makes it a lot harder to fight because you have to take out both of them. Wow. Huh. Ahsoka's much better in TW than in season. I don't feel like that's I guess I'm saying I don't feel like that's a strong state.
Sure.
Yeah. Also, the Ahsoka suffered from the fact that she had nothing in the resource event and had no raid or anything availability. Whereas Hondo doesn't suffer from that like Jabba, where he at least has something already, confirmed for him.
Gavon's saying here, this year, free to play over not missed having the latest team. Hondo, I expect to be a big. So I think he's saying he hasn't been feeling punished for not having the latest teams, but he does expect Hondo to feel like a real whole.
Oh yeah, you will be punished by.
Certainly, and also, for no other reason than just air battles and stuff too. Resource-related events. Sorry, you were going to say, Dare?
Yeah, I was just saying, I wonder how much the 10th GL matters. Like, obviously, it's a hole that you'll. But I wonder how much the 10th GL actually matters in the grand gag. Not having it will be worse than. Not having it will be much worse than having it.
Yeah, I mean, with the new cron that it'll come with, surely it's going to be defensively viable for the life of its initial data cron, but then when it's gone, it is going to have a permanent effect in displacing whatever was the next least of your teams, right? If nothing else, it's just going to power creep one team off your board, or off your attack plan, whatever.
Because I almost assuredly won't have him day one. So, I'll be a have-not for probably the first week and maybe the whole season.
You disgust me.
Yes, broke people like the rest of us.
Bum crack.
Yeah, the guy... Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Just normal humans that,
Yeah, and when Tass has to spend money, like real money on his children, he will have less money to spend on himself, too.
I don't spend Monopoly money on my kid, I'll tell you that. The trick is having one, I think. The secret sauce was to use less sauce, if you know what I'm saying.
Might be.
Rock Gunner asks a fun question. How do you prioritize mods? I know you just have so many good speed, offense, etc. mods, but for somebody who doesn't, how should I be allocating them? Which tunes should get prioritized? Well, certainly the characters, I mean, for resource events, for TB battles, stuff like that, you can always move mods, right? Your best mods to make sure that you can get missions done. But in terms of who you're locking in with for a Grand Arena, always your Galactic Legends teams need to make, you need to have those in functional shape. And then basically, you're thinking that in 3 vs 3 in Kyber 1, you have 15 teams on defense, therefore you need 15 for attack at least. So at minimum, you're talking about 30 teams needing to be modded. As far as how do you bias between giving your better mods towards teams that are going on defense or on attack, I would bias them for offense, because you need your offensive counters to work more than you need your defensive teams to hold. Even them stripping a couple banners is better than you failing a counter, right? So hopefully that answers the spirit of your question. Before I let Dagger step in and offer his, the other thing that I'd say is, if you haven't seen it yet, check out the How to Mods series on YouTube. Dagger and I put those together, those videos. It's a 3-part series for now, and it starts from beginner topics going on through advanced things. Less about where to assign your mods once you've made them, so that's why I did answer your question. But as far as, if you've looked at the mods on my account or on Dagger's or anybody, on any of my other co-hosts from Plotting and Scheming, they may all have their own variations of a method, but all of them are more or less going to achieve the same elements that Dagger and I teach in those videos. So it's not the only way to do it, but the way that we put that together, that is my composite on how to do everything with mods that I've learned from every other half decent or good player throughout the years.
Yeah, the answer is really simple. 1, watch the mod videos. Number 2, after you watch the mod videos, go into your roster and create 25 total teams that you have or want to mod. Put the leader in the leader slot and put the core of that team together. So SLK, Dre, and Hux, for example, Ray and Ben, and whatever you may think is the most important third on that team, and just go down the order for all the teams. Just put the team and the core in that loadout. Mod those characters first, from the top down. After you finish modding the cores of the 25 teams you build, you can then add the remainder of the characters and flesh them out. Because I promise you, first order officers mods matter a whole hell of a lot less than Hux. He just has to be 1 speed faster than Hux. You know what I mean? Sure. So I would recommend that for when you're trying to prioritize who to mod. And I would put your GL teams at the top, your triple Omi characters below them, and then your non-Omi.
Now, I got a couple questions to follow up with here in the chat, but before I go back a little bit, Ben Grogu wants to follow up on what you were just saying there, Dagger. Dagger, would you recommend what you just described, overusing the Hot Utils playground, so overusing the automation feature?
I think that...
Or making loadouts, I guess, is what he's also...
Okay. I think that if you don't really know... If you're really starting from square one, so for example... CG, cover your ears. I started playing a new account last year, about a year ago. And one of the first things I did, Tass was there, is I ran an automation. Just to kind of see where the deficiencies were in the mods. And then I farmed a bunch of mods to fill in those deficiencies. And then I ran another automate. And after that second automate, I was reasonably happy with where the roster was, and I started doing the rest by hand. So if you have no idea where to start placing your mod, Danos is a great source to use. Task will give you that plug at the end.
Yeah, I mean, we already plugged it before you joined, because somebody said that they were already so happy using it. And yeah, if you want roster remod services, I don't personally do that, but I do strongly recommend Danos Direct. If you need me to hand out the Discord contact to you, I can. But if you search for Danos on my Discord, you'll be able to find him and reach out to him. But good dude.
Yep.
We'll take care of it.
And the reason I say that is because he'll have a template that'll help just get a base level modding of your roster. Mm-hmm. So if you're starting from actual scratch and don't know what you're doing, an automation will help you figure out where your holes are specifically. I prefer modding by hand, but I also understand that there's like half of my roster that an automation is fine on. And since I ran my last automation, it's been like 7 months, and I've just been trickling mods up and down manually. So I would wager that almost every character on my roster at this point has been modded mostly by hand. But templates are a good starting point, for sure, because it'll make sure that you can prioritize which characters have your best mods, because you can drag characters up and down in the loadout on how important or how much you want the loadout to take their stats in priority. So I guess I would say if you just want to remod your best teams, by hand is probably the best way. I don't think Hot Utils tries to meet expectations. It does not do a good job of exceeding expectations.
Mm-hmm.
So
right.
I think if you're trying to maximize your roster, I would do the teams you want to do by hand. But if you absolutely have no starting point and you need something or want something, an automation is more than reasonable to begin.
Mm-hmm. Rock Gunner said, I learned a lot from those mod guide videos. Before I watched, I only really sliced for speed with the right primaries, but now I've started to get some solid offense secondaries online. Really glad to hear that, man. Glad to...
Yep.
I think a lot of folks, it's one of the most frequent feedbacks I get about that is people weren't really paying a lot of attention to secondaries, and they've gotten a lot of results out of those videos for that, so really glad to hear that. Lighted.
Oh, and the mod prioritization thing with characters is the way I personally remod my roster.
Mm-hmm.
So if you ever want to sit down with me, I know I did this with Arj and Kev, who are a couple of Tess's patrons.
Mm-hmm.
It'll take 10 to 15 minutes to sit down and do this, and I can help you do it if you want. And it'll get your prioritization down to where if you want to remod, you can. And just DM me or hop into a voice chat I'm in, and I'd help you with that. It's our test community is really built on help. One of the reasons I was late today was because Womp was helping me get something set up the same way he helped Task. So we really revolve around helping.
Very much, very much. Let me see here. Gavon said, "Did I review Silvo yet, or did we? And will he be worth getting earlier than the other pirates?" Let me think about this. I mean, the other pirate, he's one of the last to come out, so all the other pirates are going to be more accessible earlier, so I'm not really sure exactly how you mean that.
When it comes to Hondo, the value of acquiring him is going to be than the others because he's not farmable or in shipment. So in that case, in that sense, yes, he is more valuable to purchase or spend crystals on. As far as kit goes, I only did a cursory look at his kit, and it's really, really strong. Specifically with Maz, and even more so with Hondo. He also does have a leadership, I believe, which is kind of okay. So I mean, like, he'll be fighting with Athano for that if you don't have Maz. or Hondo. I would say he's probably the second best pirate that they've released, behind Vayne.
Vayne's redonkulous. By the way, we got some feedback from you guys. A lot of folks enjoy the standalone character kit review videos. Definitely get a couple hundred views on each one. So they get some visibility, but something was requested, when the whole team is available, can we make a video then about the entire team and what we think is a plotting and scheming crew? And yeah, we'll do that. I think, with Silvo here, we'll wrap up Silvo and then Hondo as individual characters just to be consistent with the rest of the team. Then we'll do a video about the team as a whole. We'll probably discuss it in terms of two teams, because that's the eventual intended final product, right? Like with Maz Kanata and everything, you are meant to have effectively two teams out of this. So we'll do a video on that, and then going forward for new factions, I don't think we'll do the individual character kit reviews. We'll do full team kit reviews at the end. It'll be a longer video, but for fans of the podcast, you're used to long form content anyway. And again, if you're used to the podcast, then you're also appreciating getting, actionable intelligence out of the podcast. And I think you'll get that better when we're reviewing the whole team as opposed to just individuals.
There'll also be less filler of us trying to hem and haw about what we think.
Yeah.
When we have a better picture, so you'll get a more concise, IV. And then just get to some of the questions here. I'll go with Ben Grogu's first. I do not have much mod depth at all. I've been slicing and firing new mods. I've been building on Hot Util's playground definitions for all my teams. It's not the best way to do it. I think that is a fine way to do it if you're willing to put in all the effort to create and maintain your own definitions. TJ does this, and Fatal does this, and they make great work. I personally don't do that. But it's a wonderful way to do it if it's something you're willing to put the effort into. One thing I will say, just to note, is I think a lot of people prioritize slicing too high. Because I wouldn't really worry too much about slicing your mods until you have enough mods where slicing. So even if you have only blue and purple 5-dot mods, I would still just farm mods until you're happy with all of your blue and purple mods. Right? I think that slicing is fine, don't get me wrong. I just think that you need so many mods, especially now, that unless they're pilots, or GL characters, like 6 dots are so hard to, they're so hard to get, but also so easy. If you buckle down, you can get 2 to 3 5 dots a day. Which means you can do an entire team basically, you can 6 dot an entire team in almost maybe 8 days, something like that. So I think it's more worth making sure you have enough good mods than it is to slice mods to see if you can make it a good. Because I think especially now with the way that Datacrons and everything are set up, we talked about this in one of the mod videos. It's harder to make a mod good than it is to just work on a good mod. I need to get the Celadus on my first once I have Leia quad made, plus whichever BK and Balin I do. I'll have people who can use those solid remodded one. Yeah, I usually only remod when a new team comes out or when a new Datacron set comes out. Those are the 2 times I mod, and plus I know Cass is a factory of just moving mods around. Always optimizing, always tinkering.
It's the great obsession. I do it the way I do it full manual, only if you love doing it in that minutia based way. Like, I know I have a real great intimacy with my mods. I can kind of offhandedly tell you maybe 60 or so characters what their stats are, like their broad line stats are. And that kind of familiarity is useful to me and fun to do as a daily exercise, tinkering with mods. But that's about perfection, and that's about obsession with getting the details right, character by character. If you're wanting to use automation for Grand Arena, you're doing it because you can't beat a machine at a machine's job. You're doing it because it can optimize your mod collection spread out over your whole roster better than you can do. And that's just a fact. Now, will it make things as apex as they could be? Absolutely not, because that's not what you hired it for. You hired it to get the whole roster done. Every character you put specs out there for, and it'll do its damnedest. But for dialing in things just so, yeah, there's nothing better than doing it manually. But you can get excellent results, like TJ and Fatal do, as Dagger had mentioned. The difference is that you do have to put in the effort to keep your definition up to date, your template. So every time a Datacron set rotates, you'll need to be updating specs and so on and so forth. Granted, I have to do all that same work manually, but there again, I'm not having to think about whose requirements in my template I have to go in and raise, or who, for Datacron sets that have expired, whose elevated requirements do I need to lower now that this B team character that became A team during this Datacron meta, now that the Datacron's gone, now they're back to being a B team. So now I need to find a better, a more effective home for those really good mods they might have had, right? Stuff like that. So they're good for different things, doing it manually versus doing the automation. But that's why I talk about both. I do it manually, and other top players do this automation and have outstanding results. So pick your poison, find the one you like.
I'm going to pose
If I
this
might
question.
jump in.
Please.
Oh, sorry, really quick. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I just, the other thing I think is important to note, too, is the best way to do mods is the way that you're actually going to be willing to do over time. Because I know Hot Utils for me has been great because it meant, for me, I actually just did mods. I couldn't bring myself to, the manual, upgrade and slicing and putting it into things. But if I can just tell a computer, hey, make these things happen, and then when it's done, I do it again, but with tweak. It's oh, maybe I can make Trogan 16.1 now. Okay, is that possible? Great, and perhaps maybe I spend just as much or more or less time or comparable amount to somebody else doing it manually. I don't know, maybe not, but I do it and it gets done. So and maybe that's not as perfect as Tassenix mods. Maybe it's 95% of it, but that's better than the alternative, which means it doesn't happen.
I was going to say, if you're not going to want to put in the kind of time and tinkering that I do with it, you are well served in using the Hot Utils automation. Sure.
And just a quick question from Rock Gunner. I started to run out of the first 6-dot splicing material. Yeah, just buy those with crystals or with act currency when you have the ability to, because that's what you need the 6A mods. So you're going to run out of that one way fast. So I just make sure that I pick those up when I see them, either in the GAC store for that currency, or sometimes I'll spend some crystals in the weekly store to pick up 50 of them for 100 crystals. Mm-hmm. But one of the other questions that I thought was really good, and I'm going to pose this to you, Tass, because I think I may have a solution to this that doesn't require much work on your end. Gavin Stunt Double says, regarding the character kit videos, that sounds good, though if a character is usable now, please do those ones. So here's a solution that might work. I'm going to pose this to you. You don't have to give me a committal answer if you don't want to. But what if we did the characters that are new, that are usable right now as plug and play, and then what you do is you download that video and you just add the rest of the video to the end of it, and then repost it. It wouldn't require much effort on your point, from your perspective, to just add, to basically put, when we record the team video, just put that at the front of the team video. Because we already did it.
I see. You're suggesting actual editing ability.
Yeah.
I'll take that. I'll give you the answer that I'll generally give this type of thing. I'll take it under advisement.
Yeah, like I said, I'm not asking for a committal answer, just floating a possibility. Because Gavin asked a question, and I thought that I had a reasonable answer.
I mean, it's not an unfair
On
take.
that note, for mods, Des, do you remember the video I was promised 5 centuries ago? About, some Korea team that was a thing. I know that you're super busy fucking doing jack shit, not most days, but I was promised a video.
I owe you. I owe another 2. In fact, I think it's at least for Scion and Talon. So yeah.
No, it's Savage.
Really? I thought I did Savage. No,
possibly.
I'll go back.
It's 2 of
I'll
them.
check. I'll check. I probably didn't.
It's 2 of them.
Okay.
But my team never got modded. Which you would be surprised to know.
Mm-hmm. You didn't check my mods. You didn't have a conversation with me about it. Instead, because I haven't put the video out, all this time, those characters have had no mods.
Oh, yeah. Actually, to be fair, my Savage is modded in speed and health. So I shouldn't even be talking.
Dreadful.
Yeah.
See, Von Rad's a fan. He sees, he knows. I did a video on Savage. See, I knew I wasn't crazy. Now, there was another question.
No, you are crazy. That's a different question.
There were a couple questions. I just wanted to hit on the Gavin one about...
Oh, sure. Yeah. Let's catch up. Go.
I spent a whole lot of time slicing when I first opened because I thought the backlog of existing mods was huge. Had to stop myself eventually. Yeah, I think I'm not going to call it a mistake, but I think that's a habit that a lot of people have where they feel overwhelmed by their backlog. So they start slicing mods to make sure to try to churn through mods to see if they can make good mods out of them. And in the first video, we go through what I think Tash called it the threshing, where you see him get rid of some decent-ish mods, and we talk about thresholds for keeping mods. And I think I keep a lot of speculative mods around, but I'm a little different than Tash in that aspect because there are some weird mods I keep that I get bailed out for keeping later because they just have really good rolls and odd combinations. That being said, I would focus way harder on acquiring new mods than improving existing. Because you could work on a mod and develop it up and get it to 6A and be like, yeah, this mod's really good. And then the next day you get like one or two mods where it's like, wow, these rolls are better than the mods that I just put a lot of effort into. Right? And then you're just like, oh, and I'm not saying they were wasted resources, but maybe you wouldn't have pushed that mod that high if you had a better candidate. So that's why I recommend acquiring more mods as opposed to, and you should develop mods that you do have, but you should be doing like 5 days of farming, 2 days of slicing a week. That's like my recommended split. Just because I think you should be farming like 2 to 3 times as much as you're slicing.
Fair. That's very fair. Yeah, Ben Grog says, I don't slice mods that much and have been focusing on making sure I have enough decent, even 5-dot mods for all my important teams. That is the right way. You got to go wide and have decent coverage, and then you can start going up, for sure. For mob mats, should I use GAC tokens on them, and are there any specific mob mats I should exclusively just buy instead of ever farming? Well, the first part of that question, should I use GAC tokens on mod materials? That's almost exclusively what I use them for.
Yes. I think the Cairo
post Cairo for sure.
Okay,
Cairo
there,
farm,
Kairos. See, I still have like thousands of Kairos, so that's not a crunch of mine.
What I was going to say is actually I think the Cairo farm is going to fix itself over time to where I would only spend it on slicing materials. Even if you feel like you need the Kairos, I don't feel like it's worth it. Now I'm trying to remember which one it is that you should be buying. It's one of the ones for blue. Is it the Mark 1 Power Flow chip? Which is the one you need for blue to purple, and you also need from green to blue?
Yeah,
I don't recall.
It's funny. Mats are the ones that I just never know the names of. So who knows?
Yeah. So I don't.
It's something.
Yeah. So the 6 dot. So the 6 dot component that goes into 6A-ing mods you should buy, and then there's one piece that you'll run out of the most. That is to go from blue to purple and from green to blue. You'll run out of that piece a lot. So identify what that piece is by picture, because I know what it is by picture. And by number in my inventory. So
small numbers get purchased.
Yes, those are the two that I would. Yeah, those are the two that I would heavily focus on, and then I would buy most of the ones that pop up, except for the first one. I wouldn't buy them. There's no.
Fair.
There's also a small amount of to be gained from Mark 1 raid as well. There's that one slot that occasionally pops in mod mats.
Oh yeah, I buy that every single cooldown, every single refresh.
Yep.
Doesn't matter what it is, buy it.
I got another couple questions I want to catch up with. Dust Cannon asked, would you say the Vader focus Datacron is worth building for the stats? It's okay. It's okay. I thought it was going to be better, honestly, last season, and it was just okay. I think I think that the full effect of that Vader, level 15 and everything is probably something you're going to get more mileage out of here in 5s than we would have in 3s. So maybe its best days are yet ahead of us. But it's okay. I mean, I would say it's definitely after getting the Rolocron and the Wampacron. That's something I'd feel confident in saying.
This guy made me waste my mats on getting the Withercron to 15 from like level 0.
I
never used it once.
I didn't make you do a
Fuck
damn
you.
thing.
I used it a couple times for the stats. I think that it is easily the 4th priority. I don't know. I am open to it being good in 5s. I just am not holding my.
Oh, here's a fun question, guys, and I think this is maybe we'll do this and 1 or 2 questions more, and then we'll look to start to shut this down. But a good question here from Rock Gunner for Tass, Stagger, and for whoever else wants to answer. So I guess that's for you too, Shake, Quig. Whoever else is still lingering.
Thanks.
What mods in your inventory are you most proud of? So since there's a bunch of us here, let's not spend 10 minutes rattling off a bunch of mods. You get to pick one, guys. So take a minute, look through your mods, have something in mind. And I'm going to look myself right now. I want to say, who is it?
Mine is kind of a non-answer, but also like a it's a comprehensive answer paired with a non-answer.
Mm-hmm.
The mods I'm most proud of are all of the 6A mods that I have built since acquiring this account.
Yeah, that's a cop-out. So yeah, you could have just said I'm going to give a cop-out. That's fine.
No, and I'm gonna give the reason why.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like I've been given the opportunity to be incredibly picky with the mods that I take to 6A because of the previous owner of this account, and because of that, I am very proud of where most of those mods have ended up. Now, I can't pick one mod individually just because I didn't make 80% of the mods on this account.
Well, you're no fun, and you don't know how to play with the spirit of the question.
If you go pull an old bot report from my old Wampa on my old account, those were my most proud mods. Mm-hmm. I built my R9 Wampa on my old account, just the most bonkers mod set you have probably ever seen on a Wampa. TJ makes fun of me for it to this day, and yeah.
Well, one of the mods that I think about, when I think about the best mods that I have, those are going to be mods that have extreme versions of stats that it's going to be 2 suited, right? 2 secondary stats fully maxed and just incredible versions of them. One of the very best for me is going to be the arrow that I have on Slacker, and I've had it on him for years now. Speed arrow, speed set type. You got potency, percent health, flat protection, and percent offense on it. Maxed out rolls in both percent health and offense. 8.65% health and 6.47% offense on that arrow. One of the nastiest monsters I have, and I have others that are well balanced between health and defense, health and offense, whatever, but that one, when I stopped and thought about it, that one jumped right on out. There's some good ones on gas, but I'll stick to my own rules and stick with just one. Who's ready to step up with their favorite mod?
My personal favorite probably would end up being the only 30 speed mod that I own.
Wow, jeez.
Yeah, it's on top of that, it's a 7% offense, right?
Wow.
So it's a circle, protection circle. Yeah, it's a protection circle speed set. 30 speed, nearly 7% offense, and has health as the third stat.
Disgusting.
Which has, like 1%.
Wow.
So, I full rolled that without even needing a single reroll. That was wow.
That's incredible.
Perfection,
That's
baby.
That's a nice.
Yeah, I don't want to follow that.
You don't got a killer?
Yeah.
I mean, first thing that came to mind, I rolled 29 yesterday. That felt pretty cool. I don't know if I would take that as my one.
There's nothing to sneeze about. I mean, it's really your call.
Yeah. No. No. Like you said, anything that rolls like 2 stats, 5 rolls each, is always a candidate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I mean, really, the thing to do is just go to your mods, go to speed, offense percent, hit 5 of each, and see how many of them you have. Sort by speed, maybe, just to really get your best one.
Mm-hmm.
And Yeah. So,
Listen to this. Rock Gunner says, I have an offense set, Speed Arrow, with 7.41% offense, 7.5% prot, and 7% potency. Definitely going on Drogon once I get Leia. Yeah, that sounds like the ticket, man.
Not even Drogon yet. Oh.
That is a monster. I mean, that is a great mod for Drogon. Ideally, I think your Drogon would be in a health primary because it's worth it, man. Worth it, especially if you're applying that Omicron for Grand Arena. It all adds up, man. Consider that in the long run. But yes, that arrow won't do you wrong. All right, did I miss anybody in the chat here who wanted to step up with their favorite? Oh, yeah, let's have it. Let's have it.
Yeah, so my favorite, I would say, is on my Lord Vader. He has a crit damage triangle with 29 speed, about 4% offense, some crit chance, some offense secondaries.
Wow.
Just had it on him for forever.
Nice.
Very nice.
All right, here,
Yeah,
you know
I
what?
DM'd you a
Dagger
mod.
just sent me a DM. Here, let me show you guys. He says,
Let's see it.
this is his favorite mod that he just made today. This one's actually a pretty damn nice. Look at that.
Oh, I like.
Look at that. That's a beast. I like that one a lot.
Yeah, if we're going off favorite mods, this is the one that I am proud of because I made it today, and that's
a
why I
good
made the comment I made. Really quick, at Ben Brogu. Yeah, you can reach out to me on Discord. My name is Dagger on Discord on Tassenix server. What is my name? Dagger Mage 7, I believe, is my actual handle. It's Dagger on most servers.
If you're in server, I can just Dagger. Hold on, so you'll see it.
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah,
Gavon's
I made
got a
this mod.
30 speed circle. Nice. Sorry, go ahead, Dagger.
Oh, that's hot. But yeah, my favorite mod is the one I made today, and I think Tass can kind of echo that.
Oh, that's a killer, man. I'd love that mod. That's a work of art. Potency primaries like that, nasty work. All right, guys.
It's on no one. I don't even know where to put it.
Yeah, I have a couple ideas, but I mean, the first one where speed matters a little less these days and power is at a premium would be Bausch. I think it's perhaps a little slow. You'd have to do quite a bit of compensating to have an appreciably high speed on Shin, who would be another top candidate. Barring either of those, Darth Vader, something like that.
Yeah, I'll find a use for it.
Yeah. Well, guys, this has been a lot of fun. I think we've covered quite the gamut. So before we get going, I know Dagger said he wanted to share something with everybody towards the end of my stream. This is as good a time as any. Let's have it.
Yeah, I was going to say that they say this at the end of Plotting and Scheming, but since that got moved, I'll say it here. The Lost Swamp Rat and I sat down and we got my OBS done, and do plan to stream some of my GACs to Discord at least, and no promises, but they may get uploaded to YouTube, and if the boss will allow it, he set me up so I can stream on Twitch and YouTube, and this is the part that might be a bummer to some of y'all. I doubt I'll be streaming Swugga, but there's a pretty good chance I'll be streaming something next year.
Okay.
Ooh.
Well, that's exciting. We'll see what the future holds. So if you're going to be streaming on your own and it's not going to be Swugga, does that mean you'll still be wanting to do guest Swugga streams on my thing, or or are you thinking at least at first you don't want to do Swugga on your own stream? Maybe Swugga comes later? What are we thinking?
I haven't put a lot of thought into where my Swugga content will end up being. I still view my Swugga content as being being under the umbrella of Plotting and Scheming.
Doesn't
so
have to be, but sure.
No, I'm just saying that's how I currently think of them, right? Because I don't stream anything really on my own. And I used to stream Magic the Gathering, so it's not like I'm super new to this, but I used to use Stream Elements. But Wampa, who's a whiz with this shit, got me all set up with OBS.
This is the way.
Yes. So I will hopefully start by streaming to Discord through OBS and recording my GACs, hopefully uploading them, maybe with chapters. We'll see how much effort I want to put in.
Sure.
But the goal is to make this put a little bit more effort into the content creation, because I have been enjoying the podcast, and I feel like the podcast would mean more if I did other content as well. If that makes sense?
Yeah.
As opposed to being the only thing I do?
Well, I think myself and others have definitely been encouraging you to, do stuff. And obviously most of us are meeting with Swugga. But barring that, you getting your feet wet streaming anything here in recent times will be fun, and we'll see where you take it. Looking forward to seeing
by
more.
popular demand, and not the way Nooch claimed.
Yeah, there you go. Yes, by popular demand, by real popular demand, actual popular demand. Yes. All right. Well, first of all, thank you, Dagger, Shake. Let's see. We got Quig. We've got Darth Link here in the chat. I think we had a couple other folks that might have been in here that dipped out earlier. But thank all of you for joining me here on Discord here tonight. It was a fun stream. Thank all of you for watching. If you are not already part of my Discord community, there's the link for that. And of course, you're catching me live here at twitch.tv/Tassenix. I also simulcast from my YouTube, Tassenix Gaming. There's the link for that. If you haven't been over to the YouTube before, you should check it out. If you're a Swugga fan, a Grand Arena fan, lots of content over there that you might be interested in. Stuff like the Datacron set guides for the current Datacron sets, sets 22 and 23. You've got the GAC Omicron tier list video, the aforementioned How to Mod Guide series. Shake roasted me that I'm, a bit delinquent, quite a bit delinquent on some of my mod guide videos on characters and factions that you guys have asked for. And of course, my GAC, streams get up there with chapters added for easy browsing. It is also a rebroadcasting point for my Grand Arena focused podcast, Plotting and Scheming, that I make with my friends Dagger, TJ, Sasha, Aisha, and Fatal. Every episode, we break down how we survived in the thereabouts of the top 100 of Kyber 1. We'll talk about how we handled the meta matchups, our favorite attacks and defenses of the week, our lessons learned for the week to come, and anything else we think that's worth sharing with you guys. That podcast is native to Spotify, but wherever you catch an episode, check the description. There is a link that you can plug into your preferred podcast program and follow us that way. Anything you enjoy on Spotify, on YouTube, wherever, give it a like. Hit subscribe to the channel if you want to see more. Really appreciate the support. The channel continues to grow. That is the best way to support me is just to, follow me on Twitch, like and subscribe on YouTube, all that stuff. If you want to go above and beyond the Call of Duty to support me, there are a few ways to do so. First of all, I do have a Cash App that is $Tassenix. I have mentioned it before that I do have a PayPal that is tassenix@gmail.com. There. And of course, if you'd like to get some enhanced Grand Arena scouting power for yourself, early access to some of my content, including Plotting and Scheming, and a couple other benefits besides, you may be interested in checking out my Patreon, patreon.com/Tassenix. For any upwardly mobile Grand Arena player, there is something there of interest for you. At $5 a month, you enter the Tass House at VIP access level, where you get early access to the Plotting and Scheming show. That is coming out to our general audience Friday mornings at 8 a.m., but patrons get it as early as Tuesday night, within hours of us recording it. So you have early access for that first round of the week, a little bit of advanced insight onto it. Of course, we also have occasional, exclusives that I will make for patrons. You'll get at least 1 month of exclusivity there. And of course, dedicated text and voice chat on Discord, where I am usually lurking. So pop on in with any questions you have. Say hi, what have you. Thank you so much to Andrew, Banja, Boba Isa, Deadpool Kyle 28, JJ's Dad, JJ's Productions Twitch, Jobin4527, Miasmal, Mus Ross, Rays Malvis, Sam Bimes, Sheepdog 47, Squed, Stark Strategy Gamer, Sweens 14, and White Wolf. And I just saw a follow here from Dust Cannon 5514. Appreciate that, man. Thank you. Welcome to the channel. Moving on up to the $10 a month tier is VIP Access Plus, where you get a bundled Patreon access for me and your choice of either OmegaBot or Hot Utils Patreon, just for $10. So, if you go with the OmegaBot Patreon access, that's the tool that I highlight at the beginning of every one of my Grand Arena streams. It gives you those graphs that allow you to have an at-a-glance understanding of your opponent's offensive and defensive tendencies. Anybody can use that tool for free to scout their opponent's last week of Grand Arena history but only patrons can pull a custom report with any number of weeks. You get a downloadable version of the report with links that you can click that go right back into Swugga.gg or Insight, whichever you prefer to use, just helping you further minimize your scout time. Alternatively, you could go for the Hot Utils Patreon, aka Chili subscription, which is your #1 tool for mass mod management and loadout creation. Nothing lets you switch so easily between Grand Arena, TB, TW, and raid mods. Nothing's as easy as this. You can use it like TJ and Fatal do to comprehensively remod your roster like we discussed here tonight. You can use it to slice through hundreds of mods in seconds, help out your guild in TW, whole bunch of great stuff there. No wrong way to go. At VIP Access Plus, thank you so much to Aussie Mike, Darth Salea, Esh Sotnikam, Meow for Me, Mr. Tony, Shake23501, Single Malt Jedi, Snack Attack, Striker, Supermard, and Trouble Fingers. And hey, another follow here while I'm reading all this out from Go Leafs Go 34. Appreciate the follow. I see a Leafs fan, Maple Leafs. Yeah. All right. Well, welcome to the channel. Thanks for joining us. And here at the top, in VIP Access Premium, this is $15 a month for the Double Bot Bundle. So, Patreon access for me, Omega Bot, and Hot Utils, all in one subscription. Just going out and buying the subs to just those bots is the same as this package, which is why so many of my patrons say this is one of the best values in all of Swugga. Thank you so much to Argots, Arj, Bjorn, Big Ninja, Calidus Invictus, Duckstab, Darth Link, Frickfrack Paddywhack, General Milan, Ibenek, Johnny B. Ottawa, Kev, Mini GK, Hills, Ploon, Quig, Rawling, Saldak, Sir Boss, Sophis, The Lost Womp Rat, Red Boy Gaming, Wilco, and Zoltre. And at the top of the list, Ingesters Club Elite, the one, the only Nomad's Reaper. This madman pops into stream from time to time, drops hundreds of subs, thousands of biddies. He's done it many times over the years. Thank you so much, my man. And of course, special thanks first up to The Lost Womp Rat, one of my patrons who's just an all-around very helpful guy. You just heard Dagger say how Womp helped him set up his OBS setup so that he'll be ready to stream next week. Womp did the same for me not too long ago, really helped me overhaul my OBS setup, but crucially, helped me set up this stream deck that my mother-in-law gifted me for Christmas that was otherwise gathering dust in a corner. So really, thank you so much, Womp, for making it all that much easier to do what I love doing here. To Mrs. T, my wife, thank you for all you do in the background, whether that's bringing me a drink, getting me something to eat, or just keeping our daughter from tearing the place apart while I'm trying to be the very best like no one ever was at a phone game. And of course, to my co-hosts, I'm Plotting and Scheming, Dagger, TJ, Sasha Aisha, and Fatal. Gentlemen, as always, it's a pleasure and a privilege to record our show. It's never easy, but somehow we do get it done on a weekly basis to have all 5 of our schedules converge to talk about our favorite Grand Arena combat. I learn from you guys every week. Hopefully the feeling is occasionally the same, but it's not about us. It is about the community that's popped up around our show. A lot of good conversation on Discord, on YouTube, great questions, great engagement, and I have you guys to thank for making the show what it is. So 2+ years on, wouldn't change a thing. All right, we're about wrapped up here, folks. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in, and let's get ready to raid you guys out. First up is the YouTube folks, yeah? Who's live? Who's ready? Galaxy of Heroes. Anybody live? It doesn't really look like it. Doesn't really look like it. Probably send you off to Troopers on Break. He's got a fairly active channel, and it was either that or nowhere. So thanks for tuning in, everybody, from YouTube. And now for Twitch. Who's live? Who's kicking? Anybody live in our category? Rabid Beaver's up. Let's go show him some love. He hasn't been on too long, looks like. So let's dig in over there. Starting up the raid. Thanks to all of you who tuned in for this, Conquest TB and chill stream. Lots of questions answered today. I always try and do at least one here during the off week. Let me know. Drop me notes on Discord. Send DMs, comments on YouTube. Really appreciate that encouragement that keeps these extra streams coming. So, we'll do these in proportion with your interest. Thanks again for being here with us tonight. And until next time, it's been real. It's been awesome. It's been real awesome. Take care.